Arrendor is on the brink of upheaval. For centuries, the clan struggled against giants until 400 years ago, when dragons crossed the Great Sea, forcing them to unite and build the 10 Bastions. As the threat faded, the clans fractured into the 10 Kingdoms, and all but the last Bastion were abandoned. As ancient calamities stir and darkness rises in the east, my 4 champions must rise up to unite the kingdoms, restore the Bastions, uncover their secrets, and stand against this darkness as a declaration of war.
Calagon Dör. I will discover the secrets of my lineage and cement my legacy as one of the greatest adventurers of all time.
Cleave still in here. The migration of the dragons forced the migration of peoples and beasts, which brings death. We're all invasive species now. I won't let us become extinct ones.
The name's Rodrick Elwood, the voice of this generation, and the greatest performer in lore. Oh, and you should see me with a bow.
And I, Arlyn Dursalai, searching for my father's sword Trident, to bring justice to these lands. Together, we are the 4 Horsemen.
And this is Divine Inspiration.
Hello and welcome back, everybody! Had to get it out quick before these guys got to me, but we love you guys. It's such an honor to have you guys back here with us for one more absolutely incredible session. Now, last we left off, our party had wandered off into the deserts with their newfound mounts, aptly named 1 and 2. Unfortunately, they did not get to take the, I suppose, favorite mount, I believe named Jeff. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but
right.
yeah, Jeff unfortunately got to stay with Osmanthus at Rudon Village. Now, as they trekked out, they continued on looking towards any signs of life, tracking, navigating, and eventually finding their way to a goblin encampment where they experienced that they, first and foremost, had human prisoners, second, had some sort of chain of authority, and third, really liked fire and explosives. As our party shot them and pushed them off of cliff faces, one by one, eventually lobbing one directly into a series of explosive barrels, blowing up the entire camp. As they dealt with issues trying to navigate the terrors of this desert, experiencing a gigantic snake, and the pressures of whatever might be getting to Barry, as he doesn't seem to be responding so well to any of the party members, but specifically not listening to Calagon. And so, as they finally settle in and watch as the flames die down, they watch and they look eastward as a wall of sand approaches very quickly. Before the sandstorm officially reaches, overtaking this encampment, which luckily you can tell is positioned appropriately to kind of stave off those eastern winds, if you will. Is there anything that either side here, I should say, any one of you guys would like to do to kind of prepare for this oncoming venture?
We were able to see the bodies, the humans? Sorry, the humans before we got there?
Very little, but yes. You could see up top that the one goblin had 2 of them that he was basically just using as target practice.
Alright, then the first thing I would do is go check on them.
Okay.
Even though I pretty much know. But
Have they all been burnt to a crisp, or can we loot their
or
bodies?
are they like light golden brown?
Incredible.
They're medium well.
They do all look quite burnt, just as all of the dead goblins around do as well. However, you can certainly still check and see what they may or may not have had on them.
Coin doesn't burn.
Certainly fair.
I will check every body until I can no longer check any more bodies.
Okay. Cleave, go ahead and make a medicine check for me.
Yep. Let's see here.
I'll be trying to wrangle in Barry and just
That's
get
not
him
bad.
back. Get him
That's
back
not
to
bad. That should be
hang
a-
out.
Sorry, 13.
13? Cool. Alright. You watch as Barry just kind of taking a nice swoop down, slowly just kind of lowers his way onto the rock, and you notice he kind of touches the rock and like hops up for a second, and then slowly falls back down and just kind of warms his belly on the now very hot, flattened rock surface. Cleave, on the other end, you kind of go about, you check, and you go for pulse, and immediately you note that these guys are looking pretty rough. One of them does look pretty good up top, and you see that the human male at the top looks like he definitely could have survived, and as you go to check on him, unfortunately there don't seem to be any signs of life currently still.
Then I'll loot him. No, I'm just playing.
Why not? What's a corpse gonna do with coin?
Well, first of all, because I'm assuming he's been already, like, you know, mugged since he's a prisoner. Second, I don't think we have a lot of time. So as soon as I get up there and can't help anybody, I just run back down.
Very nice.
But you're right.
Rodrick, go ahead and make an investigation check for me as you loot a bunch of dead people.
Okay. Thank goodness my investigation is one of my best skills.
Okay.
Staunch minus one.
Yeah, there you go.
13.
13. It's pretty easy to tell based on that check, at least. They have already previously been looted.
All the goblins too?
Well, based on the goblins, you look around and there are clear signs of smaller baggies and things. But it will take a little bit longer. You can certainly start checking through to see what the goblins have as well. So
Okay.
we'll get back to that real quick. Arlyn?
In the meantime, Arlyn is pretty fixated on the storm that's coming, and very worried. He starts looking around to see how we can basically keep ourselves as safe as possible in this ruin at this point, and just kind of trying to devise a plan based on like where the sand is coming from, where we could hide, any like walls of cover or anything like that in the area.
Okay. Yeah, you can immediately make out the simple fact that it is coming from east to west. So go ahead and make a survival check for me, and that will determine any additional benefit to that.
13.
13. Okay. There are a few notable, obvious defenses that you guys have. First and foremost, the gas masks that were able to
course.
kind of, yeah, exactly, filter out the particulate from any form of gas, sand, and things of that nature. But also, being that it is coming from east to west, you can see that this kind of stone surface of this cliff that's kind of jutting out from the ground is clearly designed in a way that you can pretty easily hide within these boundaries. That being said, it is a little bit harder to find something to close off the entryway currently and
course.
keep sands from kind of flying in directly and slowly filling that space pretty well.
Got it.
So,
Got it.
How
So
does it
yeah,
look?
that entryway, like you said, I'm assuming is just wide open at this point.
yeah, for sure.
Do I look around? Do I see any like stones or anything we could move to try and barricade that entryway?
Yeah, absolutely. There are some larger stone fragments just outside that have been kind of blown outward specifically from the explosion. It would take a while given, the obvious mass there, but you guys could certainly try to do so before the storm actually hits.
I will say I don't think we need to do that
If
because
it's
we have the
hitting one
masks,
side,
right?
Well, if we're hitting one side, isn't it gonna not come to
We
us?
might get stuck inside. It might. All the sands might build
Barricade
up on the
in.
outside and barricade us in, kind of like a snowstorm,
Really big.
and that would be bad.
But
But
the sandstorm is like directional, right? So if we have a wall stopping it, we'll see it just be going over us.
well, Tristan said that it's kind of all over
That's
the
a
place.
flurry? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
What's it called? But we have the masks. I don't think
Yeah.
we need. We have protection from the sands, right? The masks protect
No,
us from.
that's just for breathing, and so that's just so you can like see.
So we
but-
can
but
breathe.
You're still getting hit by a storm.
Is there any like big pieces of wood, maybe that are lighter than the rocks and stuff, like doors or something around?
Make an investigation check to try to find any that aren't just completely charred and withering immediately.
Okay. It's not going to be good.
Rodrick, everybody dead down there?
Get down where?
Is everybody dead down there?
Oh, is everybody dead? Everyone I've seen so far, yes.
Everybody's dead up here. Masks on, you think?
Yes. Masks
I
on.
definitely think, yes,
12.
it's time for our masks.
Alright, yeah, I put mine on.
So, I go ahead and mask up.
Very nice. It's not too hard. You do find a few pieces that seem usable, but it would take kind of finding a way to really steady them, as most of this is actually surprisingly hard ground. Where the rest are kind of stabbed into the ground, you can tell that they had to actually put in some serious work to dig them in there.
Okay. And, Arlyn, how long do you think the storm will be till it gets here?
With my survival, what do you think I would...
It could be
Assume.
anywhere between 10 minutes and an hour. It
Okay.
is one of those things that it just kind of looks like one billowing cloud at the moment, and you know it's moving fast, but it doesn't look it.
Okay, so I say, honestly, it feels like any minute now. There's really no way to tell. Do you see it's even rising above us?
Quick question. Are all the goblins wearing clothing?
Yes?
What kind of clothing?
Most of it is just kind of really tattered, messy scrap. You can see that a few of them do have like smaller kind of almost like wooden planks that seem to have caught fire and are still slowly like burning up with their
Kinda
final
like
remnants
cloth-
that they
cloth
use
material,
as,
though, correct?
They do have some cloth to them, yeah, absolutely.
Men, if we can collect all of the cloth, I can sew it together and create a barricade for the opening of the cave entrance.
Or we can use this wood that's laying around and try to barricade some sort of structure.
You'd want to create a filter for the sand, so the sand doesn't build up by the wood and keep us in.
Well, the mask is our filter, and I think the sand will eventually just weigh down the tattered rags that are... and there's so
Yes.
many of them, they're small.
I still have a shovel.
That's a good
Keep
point.
mentioning that
We could dig a hole.
for no reasons.
We could dig a hole and put our bodies in it.
Yes, but what if we get...
I meant more like we could dig out if it gets too. But yes,
Oh, that's a good point, too. That's good, too, Cleave. That's good, too.
If the sand builds up over our heads, then it doesn't even matter if we have the masks on.
Well, if it builds up over our heads, the one that needs to be closest to the top is Calagon, so he can breathe out and create a crater that then we can climb out of.
and the sandwalkers, they naturally burrow through it.
That is true.
Should we
We
just...
got to bring them in.
Should we do both? While you're sewing, we might as well gather some wood and maybe try our best.
But what do you like the plan where we go under the ground, and then when we're covered, you're at the end, and you, when
Force
it's over,
breath.
you force breath and create a crater so we can climb out.
I don't want to go under the sand.
Are you scared?
I don't like small, tight places.
But you're a lizard.
I'm not a
Well, that's
lizard.
rude.
Oh,
Rodrick,
Everything I've known, I've lived with them my whole life. They all like small, tight spaces.
Listen, you get your clothes. I'm going to try to barricade some sort of...
Okay, but I need assistance getting clothes. I'm only one man.
now Cleave, as far as the sandwalkers, I think they might be
walking off.
better safe out there than in here. Do you feel this is
Ordinarily,
hard
they
ground?
would burrow, and if they burrow, then we lose them.
But I don't assume they can burrow in the hard ground, though. I think that's how they stay safe.
Well, you can also tie the chains to them and then tie them to the shield, and that'll keep them from being able to burrow completely underground where we can't
The
find them.
shield would be much easier for the storm to cover in sand than an entire cliffside. What do you think?
What are the biggest pieces that I can grab on my own?
They seem comparable to whatever is already put in place, as though they had some in reserve. So,
Okay. And I can handle one on my own?
yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
I'm going to walk back to you guys with one. If we just put these around us, backed up to the wall, and drape the cloth over, I think that would probably work the best.
That is a
not
very
bad idea.
smart idea.
So I'm going to go over to the wall and start making like a U shape from the wall around. And
Like a
create-
hut shelter
We,
kind of
we
thing.
could also allow our sandwalkers to fit inside of it by burrowing under us, inside of.
The thing is,
The tent.
this is hard ground.
Is it?
Don't suppose they can burrow in here.
Is there soft sand within the caves or anything?
Not within the inside of this, but definitely on the outskirts. If you were to go outside of it, it does get sandier and a lot softer, but you can
Like
tell
where the
that this
explosion
is where the explosion happened is all hard ground.
Well, then is there enough
Okay.
wood to be able to fit us all, including the sandwalkers?
Not including the sandwalkers.
Not including the sandwalkers.
All right, so I'll just I'll be refreshing my ritual cast, and I'll walk over to them and tell them they can burrow.
That they can burrow, you said?
Yeah.
Men,
Yeah, you watch as they start walking off towards the sandstorm. And you say that.
Oh,
that's
you-
why Arlyn goes, men?
Are they? Wait, are they tied?
What are you doing?
Wait, Cleave, where are they going?
Are they tied? Are they tied to the shield like we said?
Where are they going?
What? I was gonna say I think we had tied them when we first got here, but yeah, I'll I don't know. I'm still talking
Cleave.
to them, I guess. What are you doing?
You're the only one that can communicate
They
with
just
these.
kind of like look over your way in confusion. Burrow.
You go just go right where you are. Why are you leaving? Just dig in the ground.
You watch as they kind of like slap around at the ground for a moment. Bad spot.
You can't go there.
No.
What if we break the
Bad
ground?
spot.
What if we
Okay.
break the ground for them with a shovel?
No, it's okay. Just come back here when the storm's over.
Okay.
Okay.
You watch as they just start
what did you
to trot
tell
off.
them?
That
They're
part-
leaving.
when I talk, it's in common.
Oh, is it?
They understand
It
me,
is?
but I'm just talking.
Make a persuasion check.
You really think that's gonna work, Cleave?
An 8.
No.
Yeah, they said okay.
Oh man.
They said they would.
Have we tied them up
Cleave.
Oh man.
to anything?
I tied them to each other.
Can we tie them to a rock?
Shoot each other.
Well, no, they have to get out into soft ground where they can burrow.
Can we
They said
take them to soft ground, tie them to a rock, and then they can burrow there?
We could if you want to get stuck in this storm.
Well, the storm's about an hour away.
Is it? Wait, is that right?
It doesn't look like it. It looks like 10 minutes away.
You can roll for survival if you'd like to try to find out how it looks to you.
Can I roll?
All one-digit rolls today.
For sure.
Wow, 6.
Even my one good one was just 9.
Yeah. There's definitely no further information to be
Actually, this is
pulled
also
from what
Barry?
Arlyn said.
Barry, how far is it?
You
Go
see
check how far it is.
We cannot afford to lose the Soundwalkers, then we can't
Barry
get back.
just kind of slowly crawls out to the edge and looks down at you. And he like looks over the whole exit of this kind of cliff face, not outside the encampment. You can see as his head just kind of tracks the sandwalkers. And then eventually he just kind of jumps down and kind of like opens his wings and glides down to you.
Hey, buddy. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you see how far the storm is? We're kind of in a pickle here.
And you can feel that there's a sense of like a lack of urgency and like a portion of shame and a portion of anger.
Buddy, we need help. We could talk about what's going on later. Are you okay?
Make a persuasion check.
All right. Come on, Barry. 4.
4.
I'm losing Barry. He's gone.
He just kind of
I'm an unfit father.
looks at you,
Sorry.
and you can feel the shame start to like well up inside of him. And the anger instead starts turning to shame more and more as he just kind of looks in your eyes, and it's almost as though he wants to listen, but there's something in him that's just pushing him further and further away. And he just kind of slowly burrows his head down under his hands and kind of just lays into your
Puberty,
hands.
isn't it? Puberty's pushing him further away.
That's not gonna work. Just go back in here, buddy. Does he go back in my pocket?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I thought that was gonna work. It
Whose shield are they tied to?
Mine.
Not mine.
Nice. Manny.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll a d20. 20 is great, 1 is horrible as usual.
Why'd you choose me?
I've lost the
Because I
D4.
always roll terribly.
That
Tristan has devised a plan against us.
We've all been rolling horribly today. So.
All right, let's see.
They're
It's
one
backwards
final
day.
hope.
It is true. Let's go. Get that. Come on.
17.
There we go.
Oh.
17. Incredible.
Oh,
Okay.
It is, in
hey,
fact,
it's backwards day.
Joel, roll a d4 for me.
Oh, good. I just found it on the ground. I had lost it. Though, so.
Incredible.
1.
1. Wow. Okay.
It's backwards day.
Nick.
Come on.
Yeah. No, just roll a d4.
A D4.
I'm sorry. You know what? No, forgive me. Roll a d10. Roll a d10.
D10. $10.
Okay. Fantastic. As you guys start to kind of gather yourselves, go ahead and describe how you'd like to kind of set up as you realize this storm is now essentially upon you.
Would we have gathered all of the tattered cloth from the goblins at this point?
Good portion.
Okay.
Yeah, like you can gather it up, but sewing it together, rather, I should say, is going to take a bit longer.
Yeah, I'm sewing as fast as I possibly can.
Yeah, it's enough to start kind of getting like a really messy weave where you can kind of patch them together if you're just doing like 1 2 1 2 and then just kind of toss
Yeah.
them together. But you know that the storm's gonna hit and it's going to tear those apart pretty easily. So you have to choose whether you want a lot of very low quality or a few of fairly high quality.
Depends on the size. I would have probably chosen the largest goblins first because it would give me the largest pieces of cloth to work with, and then do. It'd be better to do less of higher quality than a lot of low quality.
We could put it inside the wood, so it's not being like hit first. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
the-
Do you have any tool proficiencies?
Bagpipes,
True.
Not quite what I was looking for.
drums. Maybe in this case would come in handy. Hand drums. The mighty lute. Some would say.
All instruments. You don't have any like thieves' tools or like.
A disguise kit.
Perfect. Okay. All right, then go ahead and.
That's probably where I would have a needle and thread.
Oh, that's what he was looking for the whole time.
That's the only
Exactly
thing
what
that would
I
have
was
happened.
looking for. Make a dexterity check with proficiency at advantage.
So with proficiency, I would add my proficiency modifier to it.
Yep.
At advantage. $15.
15.
Not too bad.
Okay. No, you guys did really well on the ones that mattered, and you rolled low on the ones that didn't. So that's actually
Awesome.
fantastic. As this storm now sweeps in at ridiculous speeds, overtaking the encampment, you watch as the few surviving embers start to kind of sputter and shoot up as suddenly all the winds take up, and you guys all kind of huddled into the corner trying to fight the winds and sands as they start to come in. You can start to take note of the absolute terror of the sands heading towards Grokt for the first time. And as you all hunker down, masks on, cloth about you with these wooden posts on the outside of those even, you can see now that your shelter is pretty good. You find that largely it's holding true, and there don't seem to be a lot of particles even bypassing the cloths, let alone obviously definitely nothing within the masks. As you guys are all huddled now, just kind of all again squished within like 5 feet of each other, having to have moved a few dead goblins out of the way. Go ahead and make a group perception check.
$10.
Okay.
10.
Okay.
It's a 9.
Okay.
Oh, no.
21.
Okay,
There it is.
save
Okay.
us. Save us all.
I hope.
There are minor aspects that I'll say relieve in terms of being individual, but for the most part, you guys just kind of sit pretty as you hear the storm start to really brew all around, and as time goes on, a minute passes, 10 minutes pass, and you realize that these things, there's no real telling just how long it can go for. And so as you all sit and think and you just kind of huddle in, it would be hard to even make out conversation between you guys. Could be done, but it's certainly not easy. Yet despite that, Cleave, amidst the pressures that you're feeling and the constant clattering of sand just kind of crashing against this small little, we'll say, encampment you guys have made, you can hear a slow and steady shifting far off in the distance, and what almost sounds like thunder. A few minutes pass, and you hear what sounds like the crackling of thunder, of lightning as it passes by, and you don't see any changes immediately around you, but you can hear things as though it's being carried on the wind. And after a good 30 minutes, you hear what sounds like a slow, rolling bellow of some sort of creature as it slowly approaches.
Gents, I don't know this for sure, but I think there's some kind of storm creature out there.
What'd you say?
It's really loud, Cleave. You gotta talk louder.
They're right. They're right.
Did you say something, Cleave?
Production's like, okay.
Turn it down.
Sorry.
I think there might be a storm giant or like a storm, I don't know, dragon or your mom or something. I don't know.
My mother.
His mom, dragon. What?
You're saying that a creature's
What'd you
causing
say
this?
about my mother?
Say, your mom is so big, she's causing this whole storm.
I don't say that.
Impossible.
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't know. I think it's like a creature. You know how you carry thunder and lightning? There's
Yes.
something else out there.
How do you
like
know?
You.
What are we gonna do in here?
I think I hear it.
We can't do anything. We're sitting ducks.
We're protected!
By clothes and wood.
No! By my craftsmanship!
Okay.
We're gonna die.
I don't really know what else to do. I mean, I can peek out.
I was gonna say we should have someone scout it, if you could do it safely.
We're scouting in the middle of a storm.
How far is it?
We don't know how much worse this can get. I don't know. I just heard it. It could be anywhere. I feel that it might be getting closer.
Can I? Oh,
We don't have the chains, do we?
I have the chains.
On you.
Yeah, and I just start like, I probably put them in my backpack these days. But
Were they not
Start
tied to
pulling
the
it out.
sandwalkers?
sorry.
Were they not
The
tied to the
chain?
sandwalkers?
No, you're right. It might have been that. Yeah, it might have been on the.
Did we set the chains out with the sandwalkers?
Yeah, you know how I do.
Oh my god.
Do we have rope? Wait, I think
That one, yeah, we
So I
definitely
start
have that.
looking around my pack and
Well, it depends
I pull
what you
out my
need it
rope.
for. I still have some needle and thread left over.
No, Rodrick. I grab the rope. I say, "Do you have any rope?"
Yeah, we'll tie them together.
Yes.
I've got another 50 feet. Yeah.
We're tying what together? What is the
So
plan?
we're tying the rope together, and then I start tying it around my waist.
Oh, okay. I see the plan.
We can do this.
We just said this, Rodrick.
Okay. It's really loud in here.
Any more? Or is it just us two?
Just, we can only afford to lose one.
Why two?
No, 100 feet of rope. I've got 50. He's got 50.
Oh,
I've got
I
some
think
more.
that's enough. You're just peeking out.
All right. Maybe go up top.
Yes, I'm gonna try to go out the entrance and see if I see anything.
What?
I'm gonna try to go out the entrance and see if I see anything.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I have no rope. Absolutely nothing in my backpack.
Little Cleave.
So helpful, Rodrick.
I'll hold on to you. I won't let go.
Please.
I want to be the first, like, to him, like, you know
Well,
what I mean? Let
I'll
people
join you,
behind me.
Calagon.
You get behind me.
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, 3 points of contact. 1, 2, and your tail.
And I just look at him and I'm like, and I lean back on my tail.
All right, here I go.
Okay.
So I go out of the cloths and I start making my way out to the entryway.
Cool. Go ahead and make a perception check at disadvantage.
Perception check with disadvantage.
He's already so bad at perceiving things.
Yeah,
Yikes.
I have a +0.
You guys made him your scout.
Okay. But hope it's not much lower than that.
Oh,
That'd
no.
be great.
Okay.
No, it was good.
All right.
Hey, it wasn't much lower. First one was an
Let's
18.
go. I like this Manny.
Second one is a 17.
Wow. No,
Let's
that's
go!
perfect.
Get out of the
way!
This is
Okay.
our moment.
No, that works out very well for you.
Backwards day.
Backwards day.
I don't like
Despite the
backwards day too much,
sands,
though, to
you
be
start
honest.
to be able to make a little bit out of the sounds around, and you can, as you start approaching the entryway, you can start to tell generally that there are those sounds of thunder that Cleave was talking about, and as you start looking in that direction, you can make out shadows.
Oh no.
Some much larger than others. And you can see what almost looks like just a darkened cloud pass by off in the distance as a column taking up the entire height of the skyline, essentially, starts crossing your path. And you see that there are a series of somewhat smaller shadows just kind of flowing through behind the sands.
Comparable to size-wise?
Smaller size-wise, say a mammoth.
Okay. Smaller. Okay. Cool.
Airy, no.
As you look on, you can see that kind of protruding from this wall of sand that it really is pretty constant, but through minor gaps as the winds let off for just a split second, you can start seeing just a little bit further where you notice one small creature seems to be veering off, seemingly gathering towards the sounds of yells and shouts that it hears in the distance as it starts beelining directly towards you.
Are we
And you
shouting?
see this chitinous
Somebody
husk
We were shouting. Yeah, we were.
start to appear from the sands. But there is this brief moment where you can see that it's still just kind of scurrying along the ground. And while you can't see a full form quite perfectly, this isn't nearly as large as the other creatures that you may have attracted otherwise.
Okay. Shape-wise, comparable to what?
I'd say an exceptionally large beetle.
Beetle?
Yeah.
Eee.
Imagine a beetle the
I was
size of
hoping
a
more
large
humanoid,
dog.
but okay. Yikes. Okay, so as I'm out there, I have my scarf. It's like over my head, my mask. The rest of it is over like my area just to provide more filter. And I'm just peeking out the corner of that entryway, just looking up and going, "Oh no, this is not what we planned for." And so I think I've seen enough, and I start pulling the rope and making my way back into the shelter.
Okay.
Did you yank it so that we know so we can pull you?
Yeah, you gotta yank
Yes.
it, or else I'm holding a limp rope.
So I go.
Just waiting.
When I get there, I get inside. As long as, yes?
Yeah,
okay.
no, for sure.
As long as I get
You
inside.
noticed it first for sure, and your first thing was to go back inside. So yeah, you're set.
Beautiful.
As soon as
So-
he walks in, what is it?
Guys, it's worse than we thought.
But he said it was a giant creature that could devour us.
No, it's a lot of giant creatures that can devour us.
Oh,
Do you think they can hear us?
Did you catch one?
No!
Well, what are you even doing then? I'm just kidding.
I think they are giants, like you said. I mean, there was one shadow in particular. It scaled the height of the storm.
are you saying that the storm is a monster?
No, it's a collection of monsters, I would say. There was one shadow that started coming towards us.
We can catch one. I'm not joking anymore.
This one was not quite like the rest. It looked like a bug of some sort. A big bug of some sort.
Oh no.
It's gonna be a tough one.
Like a spider?
I really could not see, to be honest.
What are we gonna do? What are we
not
gonna
my net
do?
anymore.
I'm just gonna hold my staff like at the entryway, just like waiting, staring at it.
All right, lights out.
We need to wait out the storm.
I
We can't
would
go out.
I would wield our weapons just in case.
Do you think they're using the storm to travel, or they caused the storm as they travel?
That's a great question, but how could we really tell? To be honest.
Did you try perceiving it?
Did they look like calm in the storm?
I'm assuming they just
Or
looked
did
like
they
they
look-
were calmly traveling, right?
Largely, yes. However, as you guys are asking this, you get note that the thing is calmly traveled a little too close as you start to see a push on the outskirts of this small little encampment enclosure
Oh no.
that you guys have created, and you hear this harsh, screeching sound.
Oh no.
Cleave, what was that?
I'm just gonna start blowing air from this side of the thing back out at the wall. Try to like balance it out so it doesn't get the feeling that there's as much give as it would hope.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, that's an interesting one. Make for me, I'll tell you what, just a general Arcana check. Just to determine your understanding in terms of like physics in relation to your current knowledge
Wait, let me double check this, but I think
of your powers.
I know it is an 11.
11. Okay. You hear as this screeching kind of scratching noise continues, and as it persists, there's this kind of clattering outside. And listening in for a moment, it starts passing by, but further into the camp.
I'm not sure I understand. What is further into? Oh, there we go. We got him on the map. Yeah, whatever. Oh, I can't whisper. It doesn't do any good. I'm just like.
I'm gonna peek my head out one more time.
If we
Make a
have
stealth check.
audio-only listeners, I did hand gestures that indicated that something's walking away.
Audio only. They're missing a lot if they're audio only. This is
I
crazy.
guess the day has turned. It is no longer a backwards day.
Can I get worse than that? Because I'm at disadvantage.
no.
But it's in that one.
Incredible.
It is what it is.
It's a 1 and a 4.
Wait, what was he rolling for? What was happening?
Stealth.
What's that?
Peeked out. I peeked out.
You peek
happens.
out.
And I'm sitting here just
You can see that
still loaded, waiting.
this creature has definitely made its way into the camp, and it almost seems like it's biting at the dead goblin for a moment.
Ah, very good.
And as you
That's what we
look
need.
out, there's just this slight clattering of your metal against the wood as you
Oh,
kind
no.
of hit out, and you look out, and as you kind of raise your head to meet eyes, the thing just kind of looks at you and you just hear this light like.
I immediately go back in. And I grab the hilt of my sword. I say,
What was it?
I think it's time to fight.
It saw you?
It's here.
Oh god, is it a spider?
It's just as disgusting.
You guys all hear this like
let off a
loud
little-
crashing as you just beating against the wall. Now all of a sudden you hear like scratching at the outpost.
I'm gonna
I'm trying it again.
I'm gonna firebolt it.
No!
In the direction.
You guys always fight so bad.
Yeah, you crazy?
Yeah, we're in danger.
Look at the current situation.
All right. We're literally
I just
backed
like to
into a
lie.
corner with some.
true.
He said it's scary, a spider-like thing. I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at it.
Okay. I will warn, you guys are enclosed in wood currently, and in
it's a
order to do
stupid
so, you
thing to
will
do.
definitely need to either just try to shoot through it or open it up, in which there will be direct access, but it would be within 5 feet, so it would be at disadvantage.
I'm gonna try to go through it.
Okay, you're just gonna try to like.
I'm just
Wait,
going.
you're gonna incinerate
Okay.
my clothes?
I'm literally just in the direction of where I heard that, just shooting a firebolt.
Go ahead
at it.
and
Out
It's
of-
gonna set all my clothes
make
on
an
fire.
attack at disadvantage.
Oh my gosh. We had to do a disadvantage. 8.
8. Okay. As you fire off, you kind of prep yourself and aiming just enough. And it's not horrible enough that you light anything on fire. You do get it through, given that you can kind of press up against it for a moment. But all you do is tear a massive portion of this cloth open, and as sand starts to just kind of erupt inward, you start to see just this shadow of this creature now kind of meeting eyes with you. You see these ginormous kind of clamping mandibles just kind of open their way, and as it turns out, you can see they start to snap inward at you.
You did this, Manny.
What did we do?
You can hear this like higher screeching as it kind of scratches at the posts here. It's pushing the wood downward onto you guys now. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Cool. I was gonna say, should we push back? Oh snap, sir! Save my good roll for initiative. 21.
21. Okay. What else we got?
4.
Unarmed to work.
Got a solid
Back
12.
to normal. I
You got a
enjoyed
12, you
my
said?
high
solid
horse.
12.
Okay.
I'm
And
assuming
Joel?
breath weapon isn't available at the
1.
moment. With my mask.
Oh, I guess
Nice.
2. technically.
Bro,
You say
yeah,
what?
I don't
If there's
think
no
so.
nat ones on initiative, it's a 2.
Ah, okay. Cool. Alright, well then I will throw you guys on in with this guy. And first up, starting back, having been the one just kind of doing all this, I'll still set it up top. Calagon, as you fire off, you just kind of look on for a moment, and it does take a second, but you watch as this thing starts charging your way, and there is this brief moment of pause as you kind of have to catch your bearings. But as it starts slamming into the posts, you are the closest by, and so you are able to react the fastest. You just hear this.
Oh yeah, I blow a hole. I see it. Magic missile straight at the thing.
Nice.
Automatically hits. Let's see what damage I
Okay.
get. All 3 going straight at him. 4, 5, 6. That's 8. No, that's 10 plus 3, so 13.
13. Okay. Yeah, that's great. There is a light little like whelp to it. You hear like a, and it kind of backs away for a second, and then you can feel as its entire body now seems to just drive into it. As it's flying into these posts. Rodrick, what are you gonna do?
Okay. I'm going to look at it and go, oh my goodness, it's hideous! And cast Vicious Mockery.
I told you.
Incredible.
I'm just like, get it!
So you must succeed on a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Well, given the fact that it has a 4 or less intelligence, I believe we've gone over this one before.
Well, no,
Is
this
this
one
one-
is fine.
Oh no?
This one is fine.
Oh, okay.
Trust me, I made sure.
Okay. Cool. All right. So,
It says, even if the
What kind
target
of saving
can
throw is
hear
it?
you, though it need not understand you, it says.
dang.
And it doesn't say anything regarding its level of intelligence.
Okay. All right. So this is an I'm sorry. What type of saving throw did you say?
It was a wisdom.
wisdom save.
DC,
Okay.
DC 13.
Okay. It unfortunately makes it exactly.
Oh, wow. How is it wise, dude? It's a
It is
bug.
not, but I rolled moderately well, so
But it's a bug!
pretty wise bug. You ever seen a bug's life? Come on, man. They're out there.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and in that same vein, give Bardic Inspiration to Arlyn.
Nice.
All right, perfect. It's forever Calagon's turn
Okay.
on initiative.
Fantastic. All right. So
Nice.
this thing
Oh,
starts
gotcha.
to kind of drive in and hit after hit. You feel that the wood starts giving way, and as it starts slamming its body, you can kind of press your bodies up against it, but it doesn't take long before the wood starts to crack.
Oh,
And
man.
you can feel as it starts to give way, and suddenly this thing just kind of balls inside it, and you can see that it's kind of like, again, just balled up, but it rolls into the encampment directly onto the first person that is in its path, which would be currently. You know what? No, you guys would have had to have moved around because specifically Calagon was the one
Yeah,
at the edge.
me.
So, Calagon, go ahead and make a strength saving throw for me.
Yes, sir. I will do that. And my strength saving throw is going to be 16.
16. Fantastic. As it starts breaking away at the wood, you are able to kind of put your shoulder up against it and stop a good portion of that initial impact. And rather than it breaking and kind of like rolling directly into you, you're able to kind of push back just enough so that you actually lower its weight as it's kind of rolling its way in. You can't quite hold it up as this thing is monstrous.
Great.
And it slowly overtakes and falls in, but it doesn't deal any damage.
Are we
But it's
basically
on top of
just
me
like
now, pretty
open
much?
air now?
It is, and you are.
Did it knock me over?
We are just open air in this area now?
No, you're able to kind of get out of the way,
Okay.
but it is
But it's
currently
still-
sharing your space specifically.
Gotcha.
Lovely. So we're just open storm now.
Yes, Arlyn.
Largely.
kill it.
There's like a third of this that is like busted open now.
But it's not doing much.
It's not doing a ton as, you know, you're kind of a little hidden from the side, but otherwise like the sands are now bouncing all around the encampment and kind of filtering back into it,
Cool.
into where you're at.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. Didn't expect for this. So I
Now
am
you
going...
must lay your life down for our cause!
So
Kill
be
it.
it. So I
Kill it.
take my sword out and I run around Calagon till I flank from the other side.
Okay.
Or whichever the area is open. I could have gone the other way too, but... So I flank and I'm going to swing my sword
Okay. Let's see what you got.
at advantage.
Yep. Oh.
23.
That's not too bad. Yeah, definitely lands a blow on this sucker.
Nice. And... 4 damage.
Fantastic. Okay.
Yeah!
You stab into the underside of one of the plates of this creature as you kind of spin around it. You in what training you have, you know better than to just face things head on every single time. And especially with a creature like this on all fours, you're able to just kind of swing around rapidly. And as you stab in, you can feel a slight give. And as you do, you kind of press in. You said 4 points of damage?
Yes.
Okay, so you start to kind of push inward, and it's definitely making an impact, but as you start to push in, you realize that portion of that sound that you heard earlier seems to be reminiscent of what you're hearing now, as you hear this light scraping under the plates of this creature's armor. And you pull back, and you can immediately just kind of feel the jagged edge of the pullback from underneath the plates of its skin.
Oh, yikes. Well, that felt disgusting.
Alrighty. Henceforth, your sword will now take a singular -1 to
No way, it messed up my sword.
any damage roll.
I'm gonna have to fix it with my smithing tools later.
Alright. Cleave.
I would like to spend my last spell slot doing what I could have been doing for free, but I didn't do it. And I want to speak with animals.
Oh,
Okay.
lovely.
Always.
And I would like to run around the other side of it,
Okay.
flanking with, I guess ideally Arlyn. And then I would like to just sort of like, how do I like psych it out? I'm gonna like start grabbing at it like at legs, whatever, but not actually trying to grapple it, because I use my action doing the
Yeah,
spell.
I got you.
But I just want to say,
You've fallen into our trap, little bug. Prepare to be eaten.
Yikes. Okay. There is no immediate non-violent response coming from this creature. But we'll see if anything changes from this point on. Calagon, picking up top.
Man, it's right on top of me, so I got no choice but to continue. Is taking a potion, is that a bonus action or a whole action?
If you'd like, you can kind of just rough and try to kind of chug it as fast as possible, or if you want to take your whole action, you can choose to do so and gain maximum health from it.
did I already make potions?
Okay.
What's that?
I did already make potions.
You
Sorry.
wouldn't have made any to
We
my
have.
knowledge. Did you
I
have
have.
any
I
from
have
anything
some.
We
previous?
have some. Okay.
I don't know why I have some, but I do. Why am I doing so bad with this? Wait,
I got
don't
the ingredients.
Maybe
to
I don't.
Make, what was
Maybe
it,
I don't.
Like 4
Okay. No, maybe I don't. Whatever. Firebolt. That's all I can do. I'm
Nice.
just gonna try to firebolt it.
It will still be at disadvantage, but go ahead and take a shot.
I am also still really hurt.
Why is that disadvantage now?
Because you're within 5 feet of it, so
Oh, yeah.
it's a ranged one. So
Yeah, I guess. What else
Hit it
do I
with your
need to do?
staff. No.
true. Oh,
Nah,
actually, you know what?
I don't want to break my
I'm
staff.
sorry.
You saw what happened to his
Reroll
sword.
entirely with just a flat roll because you are one of the many people flanking it.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll flat.
Oh, redo it. 9.
Okay. As you kind of fire off, you take aim
Wait.
and
I'm sorry, really fast. You got a 9 on the die.
Said a flat roll, right? That's what you
Flat
said.
as in
no.
not
I'm
advanced.
sorry, no,
modifier,
you can add
yeah.
your modifiers to that.
Hey, sorry. Sorry. Well, it's +4, so then that'd be 13.
13. Okay. You kind of have to fight the desert storm as it's hitting you from the side, and last second as it starts to blow into your back, you kind of lean out and you fire off and you try to kind of send it back last second, and you watch as it just kind of skates off the edge of this creature's armored hide.
No!
Very, very close, but not quite a hit, unfortunately.
I'm gonna
Rodrick,
die.
what you got, buddy?
I'm gonna die.
All right. I'm gonna take out my bow,
Okay.
Rodrick.
and I am going to move a little far back and attack. And miss.
Was it really that bad?
9.
9? Okay. Alright. So you fire off, and unfortunately it's a very similar
Yikes.
ordeal, but in addition to the fact that you're close by, the winds are hitting, and the creature's hide is very, very tough, and you watch as you kind of go to almost stab it in first, and you scrape against it as it kind of lashes out and smacks the entire bow for a brief moment, and you just kind of misfire last second.
All right. Arlyn, I think you're the only one that can hit it.
I didn't use the Bardic Inspiration.
Well, you still have it.
I still have it. Oh, that's a D6, right?
I'm going to give Cleave Bardic Inspiration.
It's a plus D6, right?
Yeah.
Plus D6. Not to damage though, right?
It's
I don't think you can do it at that
attack,
level.
saving, or ability.
Okay, cool. Cool. It's the monster's turn now.
Arlyn,
Perfect.
I would like for you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh, lovely.
As this creature kind of pulls back on
Oh,
its hind
plus
legs,
0.
and you can see as it now
gonna roll more than
unfurls
that.
its curled body and gets ready to just kind of latch onto you.
11.
This thing peels back, and you watch as its claws come down directly at you, and you just barely duck out of the
Nice.
way last second.
Like, that whole moment, I'm literally grasping onto my shield in front of me, like, for dear life.
Incredible.
Oh, man.
Okay. You take it that this thing is now singularly focused on you for whatever reason, whether that
Yes,
be damage
that's
or
what I wanted.
otherwise, and
Thank you.
it is just staring at you, and you can see as it's now kind of giving this like prowling motion and kind of weaving back and forth as it seems to be ready to make its next move. But before it can, let's see what you got.
So as soon as I hear just the claws land right in front of me, I go, "Come on!" right in front of it. And I take out my sword and I swing at its face one more time.
Okay.
Kill it.
Yours will be at advantage.
Advantage -1.
Potentially +6.
Plus,
Well, you can roll it after.
I can roll it out there?
Nice, okay.
Ah! Dropped it.
Real
Let's
sounds
go.
from
Control
Arlyn in
yourself.
game. No.
How are they both 7?
Wow. No, that's a 1. Plus 6, right? Plus 4, so that's 17. 7 plus 6 plus 4. That's a 1. It landed on a 1. Oh, whatever. 7. They were both 7s, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So yeah, 7 plus 6 plus 4, that's 17.
Sheesh. Okay, dang, that was great modifiers for level 1s. That was amazing.
Well, he has Bardic Inspiration.
Bardic
that
Inspiration.
Rolled 6.
I
Dang.
rolled a 6 on Bardic
Okay.
Inspiration. Thank you, Rodrick.
As it kind of comes down, you instinctively put out your shield for a moment, and just kind of winding up on the back end, you peel
Oh.
it back, and
16 -1.
fair enough. As you reach up, you see that its mandibles kind of open back your way, and it
Yes.
stares into your eyes as it pushes forward. And last second, you just split as you see the weak side of the face from underneath this husk just droop, and you can see that the creature just drops to the ground.
Nice.
Was that the first hit?
No?
No, I
Second
hit him
hit.
with 13.
Oh.
Yeah.
We did it.
As soon as that happens, I'm gonna start trying to repair
Is the storm
as
still
much
happening?
of the
That
thing
it
as I
is.
can.
You won't never wrangle anything. I'm gonna go try.
Please, no.
Please do not bring another one of those here.
Nah, you're right.
Please.
You're right. I'm
Quickly,
I'll
bring
have
the
some-
shelter back up. He's sewing your hole that you went through the cloth.
Okay.
And I'm gathering wood and just like trying to like pin it on the ground.
Okay. And what are you guys doing over here?
Yeah, I was trying to
I'm gonna-
repair with wood or whatever I needed to do.
Okay.
Barricade using the body of the giant beetle.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
trying to push it up against it
How heavy
Okay.
is it?
for wind resistance.
Very nice. It's a few hundred pounds, but
Oh.
he can push it over the course of a few minutes, just kind of starting to shimmy it.
Okay.
All right.
I'll loot the beetle.
Go ahead and make another check using your. You're just gonna loot
You
the
get
beetle, this
scarabs
guy.
and all that stuff. from
Sorry,
there.
yeah, using your tools.
Potion
Manny,
ingredients.
A check for what?
for your disguise kit
Oh, so that's gonna be dexterity
plus proficiency.
plus proficiency at advantage. Is
Yeah.
that what it was last
I'll
time?
say you can. Yeah, maintain an advantage on this one because that was due to his efforts and how you guys were building it. So that stays true.
Thank you for advantage. Okay. 1 plus 3 is 12. Plus 2 is 14.
14. Okay, and Manny, make a. I'll say just general dexterity check. And or a general, or rather, I should say a survival check. One or the other.
That's better for
Dexterity
me.
or survival.
That is better. 14.
14. Okay. Cool. Yeah, between the two of you guys, after a few minutes, despite the winds, you're able to kind of back into the corner where it's not hitting as hard and some of those posts are still up, and you start kind of reforming it just in time, as after about 10 minutes go by, you start to make out a very similar kind of shuffling sound
Oh, God.
Oh,
to what you
lovely.
just heard as this creature approached just moments before.
Do not peek your heads out.
Oh, I learned my lesson.
Stay very, very quiet.
Very nice. Okay. As you all just kind of sit and wait, you can hear just small little clicks and clatters. And just kind of looking about. Calagon, you hear a small little.
Should I do it again, boys?
No.
I'm just gonna be as quiet as I possibly can and not
Calagon.
move.
No.
Put your staff down.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quietly
Sideways towards it.
move in front of the group and just like plant my shield onto the ground.
Okay.
Like I'm so basically like here's the cloth area, right? So where the cloth area is, I'm gonna stand in front of them right there and just like plant it and just like hold tight.
Okay. You kind of sit pretty for a second. You kind of reinforce just holding off in the front of this small little enclosure. And as you do so, you just kind of listen out. And as you hear all the things moving about, you kind of press an ear in a little bit. And slowly those little clatters turn into one slightly louder kind of scrape. As you can hear this little yelp again of just like, and the creature you can hear move extremely rapidly from the right side of you above to the left.
Above
And you
to
can
the
hear
left.
as that sound of its little whelp just kind of vanishes from earshot instantly.
I think we're safe. I say we stay right where we are. Let's wait this thing out.
Okay.
I'm just clutching my staff, not saying a word, but ready to firebolt as soon as anything comes close.
Alright. You guys just listen for a few more moments and wait on. And as time passes, the sands start to lessen. The light little crackling of sands beating against the wood starts to die down. And as you kind of look through minor little holes in the fabric, you can see that there's still sand floating about. But giving it another 5-10 minutes after it seems to settle, it seems like everything's just kind of kicked up, and while it could technically be considered a sandstorm, the worst of it is definitely past.
Is the lightning and thunder still going on?
Make a perception check.
So try to listen out for that.
Not bad.
15.
15. Not that you can hear, no.
Okay. Well, at least the thick of it is gone.
It's over?
I don't necessarily
Scared to
think
look-
it's over yet, but I think we're getting there.
I'm scared to peek my head out again.
What happened to your sword? Sorry.
As you
What
look
was
down,
that?
you can see that there are small little like pop marks along the edge of the blade where it looks like somebody had dripped acid onto it. And there are small little craters starting to form on the edge.
No.
So you can see that it's just deteriorated.
So that has acid blood?
I suppose it does.
I tried to waterbend it.
Unfortunately, no luck currently.
It's a fluid.
I wish that were the ruling for everything. It's a fluid. It works. That'd be so good. We'll see how powerful he
just
becomes
lava
with his bloodbending and just starts lobbing creatures.
Bloodbending. That'd be wild.
Let's see.
Yeah, this large creature, you can now see much better. Just a series of massive plates, these massive, rougher, hardened kind of antenna, and a long kind of spined tail reach out. Its legs very much do resemble that of like an insect. It almost looks like it has like 4 different grasshopper-like legs, all clad in like a rust orange kind of exoskeleton.
Disgusting.
Do you have a vial, Cleave? Or any sort of container that can hold it?
We might have some vials. I had given at least one away to one of you guys. What do you think, Tristan? Do I still have vials?
Your vials? Yeah.
All right.
It's fine.
Yeah, I would definitely try to fill a couple of these vials with some of their blood
I'll say you specifically have vials
if I can.
because you guys were working on alchemical goods.
Ah, true.
So-
Oh, I have plenty of vials.
I was gonna say it really, like, depends how many of those you want to hold on to because you would have enough vials for however many potions you were able to create total.
Oh, sure.
I'm just thinking one.
As they're doing that,
I'll do one.
I'm actually gonna go start heading out to look for any traces of our sandwalkers.
Cool. All right. Yeah.
It's only a matter
Investigation
of time
check
before they're
on your
gone.
point then.
I want to try to fill one vial with giant beetle blood, and then I also want to try to break off like a leg or something and make like a drinking horn out of it of its own blood. I just want to hold a portion of its exoskeleton that still holds its blood on the inside.
13.
Cool. Okay. All right. You start looking around, but pretty much immediately you notice that despite the much lesser winds, it's still insanely hard to see more than like 10, 15 feet in front of you, as everything has been kicked up, and you can see that there's just a lot still just kind of in the air, that there seems to be some amount of like really fine sand in this region, and so a lot of it is just kind of still just floating particulate. No luck currently.
Okay.
Guys, we gotta get out of here. The explosion, the beetles. I don't like this place.
It's all a part of adventuring.
But the desert just seems so...
We've
Oh.
got to rest. This time we do have to rest. It's been a full day of travel. We rushed the sandwalkers. I'm at maybe
I don't think
2
we-
out of 11.
I don't think we can rest.
not here. Like I said, the explosion.
What
Whoever-
happens if another storm comes through? We need to find 1 and 2.
No,
Oh my goodness, I'm writing songs and my brain is just
We do need
going
to find
100
them.
miles a minute.
We do need to find them. But there can be another storm in the next in a few hours.
We don't know
we've gotta-
that. It happens sporadically.
You would see signs. We knew that this one was coming. That's why we've been traveling
Yes,
to this safe place.
It did come pretty quick.
It was a few hours.
And
Was
this
it?
place was not safe during
Overall,
the
yeah,
storm.
but you saw how heavy the winds were, and you take note of like, yeah, they do travel very quickly.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I don't like this place.
Yes,
If anyone knew
but-
that other people were here and then they saw the explosion, they're gonna come look and see what happened.
Calagon, look around. There is nobody else here.
There was just a bunch of...
The people that were here are no longer here.
If we reclothe them
and leave everyone as essentially as they are. It'll look like nothing but an accident and some bugs in a sandstorm.
How can
happened
we
to them.
reclothe them? I shredded the garments to create.
Oh, you shredded? I thought you just sort of sewed it together.
No, I had to tear the previous.
Oh, we can just hide them.
Or we can finish burning them. You can't trace ash.
I don't know, guys. There's been a lot of activity around
We just
here.
have to sleep.
But we need to find our sandwalkers first.
We've got another,
Every
what,
s-
2 days travel? You want to go exhausted with me barely alive?
But Cleave, you know that any second that passes,
And Calagon barely alive?
Yeah, you look over it.
any second
not
that
too
passes
good.
that 1 and 2 are gone, is more of a likelihood of them not
Sure,
coming
we
back.
could find them, but we have to sleep afterwards.
Okay. As long as we can find them, I'm willing to rest for a short amount of time.
What time of day is it? Be like
It's
dawn?
actually starting to become day again.
And that's when they are most active, right?
That's right.
They being...
The sand crawlers. Things.
Sandwalkers.
Sandwalkers.
Alright, then
Maybe
we
it
gotta
is
get
the
going.
best
I'm gonna start
idea.
ritualing my speak with animals again. Actually, I don't even necessarily do that. You should be able to call out 1, 2, so everybody can do that. They're starting to understand their names. Anyway, I start ritualing, and when we start walking out, I just start calling out 1, 2, come back to the
Let's
come
go
back to the rock.
search.
Okay.
2,
1,
1,
2! Mic check!
Yeah.
1.
So you have to.
After
We have
about
to find a
15
Jeff!
minutes.
Check.
Oh, wait, no. Sorry. What?
After about 15 minutes, Barry just pops his little head out and just kind of looks up at you
Oh, hey,
and
buddy.
starts looking around for a moment.
We had to defeat a big beetle. Now we're looking for 1 and 2. You want to join us?
Hides back in.
Okay.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know.
I
He's
don't
getting.
understand.
You know, he used to be of some value to us. He's been worthless lately.
It's been very emotional lately. Yeah, I'm not too happy, but we'll figure it out. He'll be fine. We'll talk it out. Just not right now.
Another
then.
few minutes of calling out, and eventually you see a sandwalker start walking back your way.
1?
Is it saddled?
It is.
Is that 2 or 1?
If we find one, we'll
Can I
find the
tell?
other. They're tied by chains.
They are tied together.
Okay. You look to it, and there is one sandwalker with chains attached, but only to another saddle.
Now, what happened to your brother?
Gone.
Eaten?
What? By... Yes. Eaten by something.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Did you say they were eaten? He was eaten?
Looks like one of them was eaten. Which one was this one? Do I know?
Make an animal handling check just to determine.
Didn't we
where-
mark the saddles?
Oh, yeah, we did mark this out.
Oh yeah. Okay. This is actually 2.
This is 2.
We can't have 2 without 1.
2, you poor thing. Oh, come on back with us. I want to bring him back to the thing. Well, we're gonna have to go wrangling again.
Oh, it's too
It's
bad
still the
that
beginning of the day. We
your
probably
sandwalker got
It is.
eaten.
But we don't have any fruit.
we have the scent. It worked pretty well before.
Would 2 be able to lead us to where they are?
2, buddy. Do you know where your feeding grounds are, or where are there more like you?
And he just kind of like turns around and starts looking. And you can see that he's just kind of doing his own check as he's just kind of scanning the area, trying to
Where
look
do
for
you
more.
usually go?
I travel. I go and I find food.
With others, or no?
Sometimes. When I find others, I find food.
Right. Very good. Thank you.
So what'd he say?
Oh, nothing.
Ah. No
Whoa.
use.
Do you
What are
have
we gonna
food?
do?
Food?
You shouldn't be hungry yet.
Food?
How many stomachs does he have?
And he just kind of pokes at you, just kind of pressing into your chest with his massive beak. Food?
What does it want?
You give
Food.
What's food?
I thought
We
he had.
have
You give him
no
a good
food.
berry.
I gave him a good berry just today, but he said it's not juicy.
Is that his stomach?
It's just how it sounds to everyone else.
Oh, okay.
Let him know we'll give him food when we're good and ready.
We have to get to where the food is.
Food near. Scary things. Food.
Good.
My favorite
We'll go.
NPC so far, dude.
Good. So we'll get asleep and get strong and go get the food with the scary things.
No. Food.
What's he saying?
He just wants food. All right. Well, I can give you one. I still have 6 good berries. I put one out.
Bad food.
Well, there you go. Then you gotta wait for us to kill the
Gonna
scary things.
Prestidigitation, the smell of the good berry, to be something he enjoys.
And a minor allusion to a dragon fruit.
And
Nice.
I'll water bend some water around it so it appears juicy in some way.
slosh.
Incredible. Well, without fail, this is a pretty dumb creature overall, and it suddenly like whips its head back and just kind of eyes wide, and it's clearly disappointed as it bites down and barely feels any fruit
Texture,
in
yeah.
relation. It just has this tiny little berry's worth in relation to a massive fruit that it would normally be biting into. Just kind of looks at you for a second, kind of looks down, just kind of starts slowly walking away.
Where's it going?
I don't know. I thought they only ate like once a month. I don't even know what's happening.
Oh,
But we'll have to take it to. Hold up. Wait a minute. And I go over and grab by the chains, and I bring it back in on hard ground and tie it someplace.
Okay.
Well,
We could hunt now to go find more of them.
should one of us stay with 2?
We cannot leave him alone lest we run the risk of him running off too.
Him running off as well?
2.
2 running off as well.
Yes.
Why don't? All right, I'm gonna have my last 5 good berries because I'm not looking good.
You're gonna eat
If-
5 good berries.
I've got to heal up, and Arlyn and I are the ones who have had some success catching them before. If you two
Okay, rub it in.
want
why
to,
don't you?
what's up?
That's fine. Just rub it in. It's okay.
So I think we'll go on that mission. If you two could rest, we need some of us to be more alive.
I'm not looking too good, but he's right. I'll join him.
All right. I guess if you insist, I'll go sleep and Calagon, you keep watch.
Wait, what? I thought... Oh, wait, you guys are going.
Arlyn and I.
Gotcha.
That's what Cleave asked me to do.
But
Asked me to sleep.
I'll take first watch. It's fine.
Thank you.
I need to talk with Barry anyway.
How much health are you at now?
3.
Oh,
2?
I'm
Well,
at 2. He's at
plus
3, but I'm gonna have
the
the
good
5, so
berries.
that'll be 7.
7?
Yeah,
Out of
unless you're like also crazy low.
We short resting.
6
or
out of
long resting?
11.
I'm gonna take my.
But
That's entirely up to you guys.
You're 7 out of 12?
So now
Really, I'm
out of
up to
11.
short.
Out of 11? Okay.
To
so
short rest? Let's go for it.
I'm gonna heal myself for 3, and
That's
then
what,
I
2
place
hours?
my hand on
hour.
An
your
hour?
chest
Okay.
and heal you for 2.
Nice one. All right.
Okay.
So now we're at 9, right?
Yeah. Well, I
Fantastic.
think.
So you're just resting in full. You're
gave me
keeping
2?
watch, Calagon?
Yeah.
I am.
So we're
And
both
talking
at
to
9.
I
Barry.
have a
Yeah.
stern talking to with Barry.
Very nice. And the other 2 out there, as you guys kind of patch yourselves and each other up, I'd like you guys to.
Wait a minute. We
Actually,
can't make the
yeah.
scent. Oh.
Okay, I'm only resting for an hour, so.
Okay.
You're already sleeping?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm useless in the realm of magic.
This is a four horseman ordeal. At least 3 of us.
Correct.
Roderick's already sleeping. If he wakes up and I'm gone, Lord knows what that mind will go do.
I'll tell you what. One of us has got to stay behind and maybe watch while someone sleeps.
Well, maybe.
But we have to take one of them.
I'm the only one awake.
I'll go out. I'm the animal wrangler.
You're also the only one that can talk to them.
Yeah. And we look to you and to Rodrick for protection. So.
Sounds good to me. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm not talking to Barry.
Rodrick, we've got to do a shift swap. We haven't got the ability to coax them
He's
out.
sleeping.
Oh, you're the one.
He's like,
That's right. That's right.
I'm out.
I forgot you're the one sleeping. Dang, and he's injured now. Oh man, any more of your healing juice?
Unfortunately, that was it for what I have.
Calagon.
Let's go.
Eh.
We'll see what happens.
Stay safe, please.
We'll see what happens. And I just start walking away. Seemingly a little defeated.
First and foremost, I would like each of you guys to make a survival check.
My second natural one of the day.
Okay.
I'll be at a 10.
Okay. Fantastic.
Not really.
Now, beyond that, what are your methods of trying to coax out a sandwalker?
Calling. no. I want to try to track.
I have
Trace.
just the ability to make a scent, and I guess, yeah, you can try to lure them out with their language.
Okay.
Be like, oh, look at all these fruits.
Alright.
Yummy fruit! Wow, so good.
Alright.
I'm a sandwalker.
Just roll a d20 first.
6.
Okay, and then roll a persuasion
These are
check for me.
egregious. All right. Now we're talking. 17.
17. Okay. As you start to call out and kind of look around, you start checking in on different creatures and watching the tracks, and you're kind of keeping an eye to the ground. And as you look about, you notice a little bit of movement under the sands. And as you start calling out, you watch as this movement starts trailing back away, yelling out that you're a sandwalker. And for whatever reason, something seems to just be avoiding you.
When I do I'm gonna tap him, point at the thing, and I'm gonna tell you when I do the scent, try to flow it that way. If you can make the wind blow it straight at the thing.
I can do that.
I'm gonna
Do you
try
think
to.
they eat anything besides fruits? This thing seems to be scared.
I don't think so. Unless this isn't a sandwalker.
Well, I'll go with your plan. I blow the scent.
It is much, much smaller. It's certainly not a sandwalker. It's teeny tiny.
It's not a baby sandwalker. I was thinking if there was a baby, there'd be a mom. What is it?
I could try to catch it. Maybe sandwalkers do eat them.
That's a good point. How far is it from us?
It's about 10 feet.
And how much does it weigh?
Not much.
I'm gonna mage hand and try to grab it with
Okay.
lift it out of the sand.
I'll say, just roll. That's an interesting. That's a very interesting
My
one.
spectral hand.
I'll say make a spell attack at disadvantage, given the fact that you cannot actually see the creature itself.
A spell attack. Okay, at disadvantage, but it's a. Okay.
Dang.
Come on.
Just keep that energy and you'll be
Come
alright.
on.
No way. Alright, we got more than that one.
19 and a 1.
Incredible. Yeah, you kind of like put a hand up as though you're like kind of prepping, almost like a spear fisherman, as you just kind of lash out last second, and you watch as sand starts to fall. Just nothing. It's gone.
I'm gonna try again. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
It's gone. Gone.
Gone.
I don't know what it was, but
if
I
we're
just
out there for like
too
whatever,
tired, I
a
guess.
couple hours and we don't
After,
find anything,
yeah, I was gonna say, after about an hour, you guys start to note that there are no immediate trails that seem to be following towards Sandwalkers, but go ahead and make one final investigation check before heading back over.
both of us or just
Yep,
him?
both of you.
Said investigation.
Mm-hmm.
18.
18, okay.
Hang on, there's a big difference. Hold on. Eight.
8. Okay. Yeah, you guys kind of split off for a moment and just kind of heading a little further out, just widening your scope. You start to kind of look on as you see that the dunes here have taken to a slightly different shape. And you start to make out something that at first doesn't seem to make any sense. And as you look towards this small kind of sand valley, you can see where something was dragged through this sand. Something very, very wide. And it almost looks like a rift of just like, almost like tectonic plates pushing together and forming a mountain range. Like you can see now where these sands are all kind of pushed up like a wave, just kind of pressed upward and just kind of blocking your view from kind of the interior of this valley, if you will.
What do you think? Never go near that at all?
I am gonna open my flap, grab Barry, like, hey, I know you're not interested. I don't care. I'm gonna throw him in the air. What's over on the other side of that ridge? Tired of his little attitude.
He just kind of flies around, and you watch as he immediately just kind of flies back, almost like instinctively to like circle back around you, and then takes back off towards wherever you were just talking about.
Okay.
You can see that he just kind of navigates the full length of this little canal, if you will, for a time, and then he digs down and just kind of dips inward a little bit and starts to track. And as he glides along, you can tell that he just kind of starts fading out for a time, and without going too far, eventually comes back to you. And I'd like you to make a perception check as Barry.
I don't remember his stats, but I just rolled an 8. I should have saved it.
He has... Actually, roll with advantage.
15.
15. Okay, cool. So, yeah. He comes back to you, and he kind of just lands perched on your shoulder for a moment. And there's this kind of sense of guilt still that you can feel with it. And then slowly he opens his mind back up to you. And you can start to see images of creatures skittering about the base of this small little, I almost want to call it a ravine, this downward press of sands where you can see that there is hard ground at the base of it all. And you can see that there are some creatures that have kind of just stayed low as they're eating away at other dead creatures at the base.
Don't know what the creatures are, though.
There are a series of different animals here. You can see that there are like hyenas and jackals amongst them. There are a large number of unusual insects. You can see scorpions, centipedes, and what looks like one giant scorpion. And you can see the...
Wait, were the other scorpions like just regular scorpions?
just regular scorpions.
Oh, okay.
And you can see just a few dead creatures. 3 large, almost ram-like creatures. And by large, I mean like the size of a buffalo.
Wow.
And one clearly just brutalized carcass of a sandwalker.
Oh. Oh. Cleave, I think I know what happened to one.
One what? Oh no! Wait.
Barry just
You found him?
he saw. Well, we don't know if it's him, and there's no way we'll be able to ever tell at this point. But there's a bunch of creatures there. I'm gonna give you the list of creatures he just said. Any pique your interest?
Well, if we came out here to wrangle, I mean, I didn't expect to find so many options, but I don't know. We could go make an offer, or we could just start tackling something.
I'm a little tired to be tackling things, but do you think we can use any of them to... I'm not going to ride a hyena or a scorpion, but you said there was a giant...
The only live giant thing was the scorpion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we should just leave him be. What do you think?
Wait, the giant rams were dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. Wait, so are the only live things hyenas and scorpions?
Hyenas,
jackals, and insects all eating away at the
insects.
carcasses of those other larger things.
Yeah.
Other than the giant scorpion, which is on one of those giant goats.
But any information on the ravine of, like, maybe an idea?
It kind of dips at certain points. Make a general intelligence check.
Like, okay. General intelligence, something I don't have. Dude, let's just pack it up tonight, guys.
Yeah, there's not like any
You don't
good
have
rolls
good
here. This
sense,
is
though?
6.
6.
Yeah, I got to roll.
Well,
but
but
I mean, it's clear that something was kind of like pushed through this space. You can tell just from like the way the sands are pushed up, but it is starting to kind of build back slowly over time. And there's no real tracing any, cause specifically.
Last
I'll
question:
say.
were the rams crushed?
Yes.
Cleave, I think something very massive came through this area and crushed these animals, and now the scavengers are feeding on the bodies.
yeah,
we
it's
should
not
go.
worth our time. Yeah, I think that
okay.
the first idea where we never go anywhere near that, that's probably
Let's
it.
go back, and we'll head back.
Okay.
At least not until we're very healthy and
Jeez.
prepared.
Like a bigger creature I've ever seen, or like.
Honestly, probably, yeah. That
Yeah.
thing is enormous. It's
Okay.
very rare that you would see a creature that size, and you worked on a cattle farm.
It's true. Yep.
Referring to something dead or the scorpion?
The
No, the
I was
thing
gonna
that
say,
created the ravine.
yeah.
Yeah.
The dead 3 things, the giant ram-like creatures, were enormous already. Those were bigger than anything you'd probably have seen. So whatever could have created this ravine, if it's any bigger than them, then presumably it had to be massive. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Let's go, huh?
Let's go.
All right.
Walking back.
You guys
Whatever it is.
kind of just beeline it back, and it takes a brief moment of trying to like kind of catch your bearings, but eventually you guys head back, and you see, first and foremost, obviously, Arlyn just kind of perched up, just waiting, watching, keeping an eye out. Are you guys looking to go back to rest, or are you looking to try to just kind of plan and move on?
Well, what's our amount of travel days that we're anticipating again?
2 more, right?
I'm sorry?
2 more to get to where we're going.
Depends on the pace. It depends on the pace.
At this rate,
But it very
2
much
more.
could be.
Ain't gonna be less.
Well, and how long was the sandstorm?
As far as
Like how long?
how long did it
assuming
last?
my the actual thing I'm trying to ask, assuming our sand walkers went off underground and just basically rested, how long did they get to rest?
it would have been around a short rest.
Okay. Well,
So, any finds?
good news and bad news first.
Well, what are the bad news first?
One is dead.
No.
Flattened
Confirmed.
Flattened.
by a ginormous creature that created a ginormous river-like ravine through the desert. I don't like this place.
As I told you in the storm, these shadows were quite massive.
Like the size of a mountain?
Like the size of a mountain, Calagon.
What are we
Yes.
supposed to do, guys? I didn't sign up for this. I didn't know we were going to be going against mountain-like creatures. You think...
What did you
think
think
we need some-
we were signing up for?
I mean, we got to bring together their bastions and...
Has it been an
It's-
hour yet?
All in all, yes, for sure. Yeah.
I knew we were going to be taking on things that we've never dreamed of, but
Well, this is definitely things that we have never dreamed of. Yes.
I wouldn't even know to dream of something so ginormous.
Yeah, well,
I haven't met a giant, but I thought we were under the impression we would be facing giants. Is that not?
But when I hear
I
about
I don't know how big
giants,
they are. Is that not how big
I've
they are?
That's bigger than
I've
a
never
giant,
seen
then.
one myself.
well,
but,
I've never seen one. There's a lot of tails,
well, I can
and through
I
the
can
tails,
definitely assume that I have now.
I
from
think
what
what
it
you saw
seems.
was bigger than a giant.
What's
We're-
bigger than giant?
There were a lot of shadows, Calagon. Some much, much bigger than others.
But the giants that I've heard about, at least in story again, wouldn't be able to travel through a sandstorm.
Well, and sometimes shadows can be deceiving.
That's true.
that is true.
Look, it's morning time, and I walk out, and then I cast my shadow and go sideways. Ah!
So we have to take what you saw with a grain of salt. Could have been the shadow of a mouse.
And it came with lots of grains of salt.
Well, whether he saw something or not, whatever created this impression into the desert, it's the size of a mountain, and it crushed one. It also crushed a couple rams. Or things, big ram things.
Really?
Big ram things.
Yeah, like a 3,500.
Well, as much as I definitely would like to carry on,
It's a car reference.
the only one that really has rested anything is Rodrick here.
Did you guys go and find anything while I was resting?
Sand and
Good news or bad news first?
Well,
more sand.
what's the good news?
Take the bad news first.
We found one. He's dead.
Ah, maybe I should have started with the good news.
Okay, and the good news?
I thought we found him.
You know, you can lump all that into one bad news, right? You found him, he's dead.
Yeah.
Regardless, look at our condition right now. I don't suppose we can carry on.
The good news is that we do
tired.
have somewhere to rest. An encampment of goblins lived here until we blew them up. And they were
Yes.
safe. They were
So-
able to sleep here.
What if
Rodrick.
it was the humans' encampment and the goblins took it over?
Ah, you know.
Well, we can fight off some
And it was a
goblins.
worthy encampment.
Apparently, and I look around. Apparently, we can fight off some goblins.
I got lucky with that one.
Yeah,
I
well,
wouldn't get too confident.
Well, you can't fight them off looking like that, so who's next to go down?
Me, and I'm just gonna walk over to where you fell asleep.
All right. Listen here and listen good. We've got to find ourselves one more creature to be able to ride so we can start making our way to Gracht. If we don't do it now, we might do it never, and maybe we could even die here. And death is not an option.
Can you guys keep it down? I'm trying to sleep.
We look at the orchestra.
Just
My
motioning
family.
to his own shadow for a moment.
The most Family Guy thing in the world.
Oh,
We didn't have much luck. The best I could gather is maybe when Calagon and Barry are back awake. If we can get him in a better mood, maybe he can scout for us. But we can't find anything.
You can't count on Barry anymore.
Well, then we're not going to find any animals. It's a desert.
As he says this, Barry crawls out from underneath your robe and starts kind of nudging up underneath your chin and just kind of rubbing up like underneath your neck like a cat sleeping on its owner's throat.
Aww. I'm sleeping though, so I can't.
The only mountable creature that we got any sign of in the desert was a giant scorpion, but you don't want to be on that's back because
No.
you just easy prey.
Do you know what sounds mountable? A mountain.
Mountain. You want to climb a mountain?
I want to mount that mountain creature. Force
We'd have
it to
get
take us
into
where we need to go.
Into the storm.
Do we know of any creatures nearby that might be somewhat that scale?
Arendor?
What do you mean?
Arendor
don't
was
know.
not the size of a mountain.
Well, no.
I only know there's scavengers, there's bugs, hyenas. Nothing
I've
mountain size
never
that I know
seen
of.
something that size before.
Me neither.
Yeah, I definitely discount that as an option. But the sun is rising.
If we're gonna do it,
From-
now's the time to do it.
Do what?
Catch one of those things with the shells. The sandwalkers.
Yes, they are most active during the morning.
I think that time passed. I spent the morning doing that. An hour there, an hour back. No luck.
I have an idea. It's a little bit unconventional,
As everything you do is, Rodrick.
but what do you think would attract not just one sandwalker, but a multitude of them?
How about a garden of the fruits?
Oh, I was gonna say a lot of sand. I think it worked.
Well, there's plenty of sand here.
You see, throughout the days of my life, some have called me wonderful, some have called me talented,
I literally just side-eye Cleave.
but none have yet called me delicious. And I become a giant dragon fruit.
Oh my gosh.
That's the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. Rodrick. Rodrick.
Not with the pose.
Oh, that's disgusting.
You see a face morph in the front, kind of like a Heidi Klum Halloween costume.
The worst.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, just picturing the worm now.
Yeah,
man.
it's exactly like the worm. Just a face just blends in through the front and goes, I'm going to go to the center of the desert and make myself smell as pungent as humanly possible. Cleave, I need you to do what you do and sell me to these animals.
Oh. Do we have any
I'll do
other
it.
choice?
I'm coming behind you, Rodrick.
I will stay here and keep watch with Calagon.
Okay. You head on out.
No.
You do your thing, making yourself look like a very large, very juicy dragon fruit. Is there any other detail that you'd like to add into how you plan to lure these creatures in currently?
Just via minor illusion, just creating a smell. A very alluring dragon fruit smell.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, as you do so, you start kind of wandering about, slowly drifting through the sands, your giant, smelly fruit self.
It's an ugly sight.
Who else is with him currently?
Just me, I guess.
Okay.
I guess.
Cleave,
don't
what are
wanna
you
be
doing in
there.
this time?
Yeah, yummy, juicy fruit. Yeah, it's so good. I'm so happy to be a sandwalker today. There's so much dragon fruit.
I will say,
Tristan's like, what do I do with this?
make an animal handling check.
Whoa!
Me make an animal
Yep.
handling check? Oh, golly, I've been
Give us
rolling well.
advantage.
I would,
Give
if
us
not for the
advantage.
fact that none of these things have any range other than the verbal aspect.
Yeah, it's true.
This is rough, man.
Okay. 12?
12.
It's not the worst, but not the
Okay.
best.
You guys start wandering about and just kind of being all trippy and waving your dragon fruit self, trying to make yourself look as tantalizing as possible to all these creatures that might see, slowly drifting the smells throughout the desert air. And as Cleave calls out, you guys just continue on, slowly tiring yourselves out as your hands start to get heavy. And you start to realize the exhaustion setting in despite your rest of just trying to keep your hands up and trying to keep up with this act for an extended period of time. And as you start to tire, Cleave, you notice a small mound start to move on a distant dune.
Keep waving, keep waving.
It's such a good dragon fruit.
I'm gonna sneak around.
You say you're gonna sneak around?
Yeah, no, I want to go like sort of flank it.
Cool, make a stealth check.
Yeah, bro. You'll never believe it. It's another natural one.
Come on.
Oh no!
What's happening today?
Nice.
I don't understand.
You want to switch die?
Well, given my role, it's not so bad because I was determining something else. As this creature notices you and immediately pops its head up, you can see the face, the beak of a sandwalker as it presses up almost like a snake in the sand. And it kind of looks your way and immediately starts kind of like eyeballing you and just kind of looking left and right, just kind of weaving its head on its kind of pivoted neck, and as it looks, it's trying to figure out where this fruit is.
I'm gonna do something really.
You can't have my dragon fruit, and I start running at him.
I'm gonna do something really eerie. Can I see it too?
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna. It's just a dragon fruit that's suddenly gonna grow arms like. Start motioning to the sandwalker and then bring them back in.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Almost to be like I think like a mirage in the desert.
Yeah. I'm basically trying to race him. Like, I'm gonna get it first.
It isn't excited, but it is curious.
Okay.
As it now reveals the entirety of its body, it just kind of shifts the sands.
It's kind of like
off
most of my
of it,
fans.
and it just kind of presses its legs up,
Fans, he said.
and it just kind of looks at you. And it starts kind of shifting to the side as though it's halfway between running away and halfway towards walking closer to you.
That's the biggest dragon fruit I've ever seen. I'm just like going on all fours, but like slowly, like somebody who's doesn't have sand walking powers.
Okay, at this
Oh
point,
man.
still casting Minor Illusion, I'm gonna cast what appears to be smaller dragon fruits coming out of me, falling to the floor.
I'll allow one more animal handling check.
Golly, dude.
Man.
You'll let him have advantage
Do a
this
good
time,
roll.
or at least use my. No.
17.
Nice.
17.
That's good.
As you plop one out, it kind of looks, and it's kind of going back and forth between the two of you, and a second one plops out, and you watch as it takes a step forward. And its curiosity seems to be getting the better of it for a moment, as it now walks a few feet closer, and you can tell now that the scent has finally hit it. As it starts now picking up speed and coming closer and closer. And you watch as it drops its beak down into the ground to try to eat at nothing.
Please tell me that you're here to capture it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to wrangle the mess out of that thing.
Cool. Animal handling check on your part then.
Oh man. I just pull out like my as I'm running there. I want to pull out my 50 feet of rope that I've untied for him, obviously, and just throw it in between us so that it's like usable. And then I want to just jump and tackle it.
Cool.
He's like, come here, buddy. I thought it was a 1 for a second. It wasn't. It's a total of 14.
14. Okay. No, that's decent. You're able to jump on it, but it does startle the creature. And so as you kind of jump on it and you're just kind of yelling these things out, it's clearly freaked out. And you watch as it kind of thrashes for a moment, and as its beak just kind of instinctively like flings back to just kind of knock at you, it instead starts kind of like trying to shake you off its side. Make a dexterity, or I'll tell you what, make an acrobatics. Yeah, just make an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics check. 6.
Cool. Do it again.
4.
Nice. All right.
It's unreal today. It's
You watch as from your giant dragon fruit form, you look on and kind of shifting back and forth, just kind of instinctively still staying in the motion and just kind of like zoned in fully, just kind of locked in and focused. You look as a rope comes flying your way and you see Cleave leap through the air and then immediately get thwacked and pushed off.
Wait, hold on.
What you got?
How long does Bardic Inspiration last? Was it just for during the
I think it lasts for the session, right?
Bardic?
Let me check.
Yeah, I don't know how long the Bardic Inspiration lasts.
No, wait, my last one was 4, right? Yeah, whatever.
It was 4, yeah.
Yeah, now whatever. That's
Yeah.
alright.
And you see as this thing kind of thrashes
I'm
and
not
pushes
seeing
you
that
off,
it ends.
it starts trucking
Oh,
it.
no. Once within the next 10 minutes.
10 minutes,
no,
yeah,
yeah.
that's long gone. It's long gone. And this thing just takes off. And you watch as it starts just darting away from you.
No.
Wait. Could I have given him another Bardic Inspiration?
Yeah, for sure.
You can do
Okay.
it now. I want to just chase. I'm going to give chase.
You mean his dancing wasn't Bardic Inspiration?
Okay.
Come back. We are the keepers of the fruits.
At that same time, I'm gonna drop my disguise and I'm gonna give chase too.
Okay, cool. All right, as you guys now just
Grab the rope.
sprint off after it, we're going to take a quick break.
Oh,
right.
my goodness.
There we go.
I don't know what we're doing.
You guys are
there.
gonna.
Oh,
so
man.
close.
We're so close to getting another one.
Getting brutalized
man.
by these
This is
rolls.
so
yeah,
rough
this has been a
today.
session of just garbage rolls.
Yes, thank
It's
you.
just like
Except
literally
for me.
for one moment that you guys honestly it was probably the best moment to have the good rolls, but
Oh, man.
it kept you guys from dying, but not from
Unreal.
being stuck here with a dead mount.
You think you're gonna catch
Yikes.
something that specializes in running in the desert?
No.
They can
That's
certainly
what-
try.
I'm very curious what the
we've
plan
already
is,
failed as far
honestly.
as I'm
I
concerned,
don't know if
but-
they've got certain abilities or, a plan or whatever, but
A bow and arrow.
we'll find out in about 10 minutes. Love you guys.
See you guys soon.
Hello and welcome back, my fruit fans.
We're not the 4. We're the fruit of the loom.
Wow. Changing the prophecy every day is great. Well, last we left off, while a lot happened, and there seemed to be giant creatures that may have slaughtered 1 or 2 creatures, including our beloved one, the Sandwalker.
Our beloved one.
Rodrick and Cleave have decided that they wanted to go find a new one to make up for it. And in its place, they seem to have found a potential candidate. And so, we pick back up with Rodrick now still, I believe, a fruit currently, and Cleave making chase after a Sandwalker that had just shaken him off. And so, Cleave, as you stand here, kind of thrown about by the Sandwalker, you watch as it just trots forward and instantly is making clear just headway in terms of where you'd be able to match its speed. You can see that it is much faster than you are. What would you like to do?
Cleave, quick! If we can tie the rope to my bow, I can try to at least hit it and we can wrangle it. It might be injured, but an injured Sandwalker is better than none.
Yeah, I join you. I join you.
Desperation. Calls for desperate measures.
Oh no, you're
That's
gonna
it.
hurt it?
You guys only have hempen rope, I believe, yeah?
Hemp?
So, unless it's like a thin strand of like silk rope
It's
or
gonna be
whatever,
like-
it's pretty clear that it's not gonna do much.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take one strand of my clothing out, and then all of my clothing are gonna fall into one strand that is tied via the one string. This is only supposed to be for emergency situations. I tie the clothes to the
I can't believe that.
and I just butt naked.
For the love of God, give him inspiration.
I'm gonna have to take some for that. I don't know.
I might have to turn back into the fruit after that.
Luckily, nobody sees anything as Rodrick remains hidden, but you suddenly see as he pulls a string, and with it you can see an entire assortment of colors fly out of the kind of odd illusion of this fruit, and it get pulled right back in.
Yes.
Okay.
The ever elusive mythological negative inspiration.
Can I attack?
What is your goal here exactly?
My
gonna collect all
goal
his
is to. So, the initial goal would be to shoot the arrow where it kind of goes past the creature and he gets caught up in the clothing. If the arrow hits the creature and we injure him, at least we still catch him, and that's okay. I'm fine with
Okay.
either outcome.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay. With triple advantage?
Absolutely not, unfortunately.
I'm gonna start running forward just in case the the rope gets out of reach.
Okay, 19.
19. That is surprisingly good. This is an interesting one because there isn't much of a trap here. That would certainly be a hit if you wanted to hit it, but you're actively trying to miss it.
No, I'm gonna hit it.
Okay. Alright. Cool. Well then yes, that certainly hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Ow.
And where would you like to hit it?
I'm going for the back,
The butt.
the tail. Kind of like that tail part.
Okay. Yeah. For sure.
Alright, ready? Rolling damage. Not horrible. 7.
7. Okay. Cool. You hit, and as it kind of pierces through the tail, you hear this as this thing just kind of like lets out this low little like bellow in clear pain, and it starts trotting as fast as it can, and you can see just shooting up sand into the air behind it.
At this
It
point,
now has a mass of just like blood and color spraying out from behind it.
did the arrow get stuck in it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm holding onto the so I'm
Okay.
Damn.
flying behind it.
Go for it. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Does 0 count?
What is going on tonight, guys?
19
bad.
and 0.
What are we doing, man?
Fires off, and you watch as it pierces, and with this little bellow, he kind of like gets excited, and he realizes you got the hit. And last second, you watch as the cloth starts flying out, and very last second, you grab hold, and it just barely, since it's so far out already, just and you watch as it just pulls from your hands.
You're naked in the desert now? Oh my god.
Just watching my clothing.
Well, I ran ahead of you just in case that happens. So I want to dive and try to catch it.
All right, Cleave, what have you got?
Golly gee willikers.
No way.
Athletics. Still no, doesn't matter. A 9.
Okay.
Guys, what's going on tonight?
It is
Wait,
unfortunately.
you have bardic inspiration.
Well, I want the bardic inspiration.
I gave you bardic
One.
inspiration.
10 is 10. 10 is a higher.
10 is 10.
That might be
it's-
the
it's
that
more.
might be the
It's
DC.
a higher DC situation.
It's more.
There's no way I rolled a 1 also on that. This is brutal.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. It's just
As this
everything
is
hurts.
still more reactionary for you, and this wasn't necessarily like the most carefully planned out endeavor, you kind of look back to see this just kind of strand of colors fly past, and kind of like switching it up last second, you jump out and you grab hold, and you can feel the burn for a moment, and after a brief second, a small snap as a small piece of cloth just kind of pulls out in your hand.
Oh no.
And the Sandwalker takes off and
Wasting time.
is immediately just
like,
about
here you
100
go.
feet out.
I just offer you this.
That's all he's got.
Okay,
Wow.
I'm still a fruit.
This is good.
Yes, you are.
We'll see how long that lasts.
I can tell you.
I think the plan of burrowing most of your body might have to be a more permanent plan now.
Before I tell you how long this is for, how long have we been out here looking for this thing?
Well, you would have recast it multiple times for sure. So that would have been like a last
Well,
second
I only
thing.
have a certain amount of slots.
Yeah, it probably would have taken a while, unfortunately.
Taking what?
Let me think. Okay. You guys traveled out. Honestly, no, this one would have been about half hour.
About half an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. I got half an hour left
Okay.
before I'm naked.
Nice.
No,
Okay.
you are naked before
So-
everyone can see you naked.
Yes.
So
The
you're just
Emperor's
gonna see a
clothes.
giant dragon fruit just hover to you, like a one of the Star Wars vehicles, and it's gonna come up to you, and then you're gonna see the face morph out of the front again.
Oh my gosh.
Cleave, did you not catch it?
Scariest VeggieTales episode I've
I
ever
offer you
seen.
the remaining string. I caught it, but it was only so strong.
Oh no. Do you know what that was?
I know what that was. And I open my backpack and I have all your shards of clothes that are just untethered that I had gathered.
Well, unfortunately, I did have one sleeve went to Rumgar, and the other sleeve is around. Was it 1 or 2? When they got injured.
Couldn't tell you.
Do you remember,
Go back
Tristan?
and look.
As far as
One of
Let's
the
just
creatures
say
got
1.
injured, and I remember I used it as a tourniquet. One of my sleeves.
wow,
Great question.
I just don't remember if it was 1 or 2.
I feel like it was one.
And he gone.
He's gone.
Well, it was whatever one we were on. We were on one.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it was one.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gone.
I have no clothing.
Rodrick. I start taking off my hide that I've been wearing.
There's
fur
clothing
hide.
back at the camp.
Is it?
I used it to make the mast.
We might be a little
Oh,
farther from camp. Just wear this for on the walk.
Okay. What is this?
It's just like a big like a hide,
Like a robe
sort of
kinda
like robe jacket situation. Big hide.
Full down to my toes?
Not quite, but yeah, pretty close.
Down to my waist?
Yeah, definitely past the waist for sure.
Okay,
It's like
past
to,
the waist.
to like knees, I would say. Yeah, knees.
Okay, can I tie it in the front?
Yeah.
Fair. Okay. I tie it up, I drop my disguise, and I just look like I'm in a bathrobe in the middle of the desert.
How about?
Oh no.
Do you wear
True
armor?
vacation.
Leather armor?
You know, this is a bit of a problem.
Oh wait, are those the leathers tied together? Is that what it is?
Yes, I had infused my leather armor into.
That's kind of nice.
into the outfit. Oh no!
I have a regular spare leather armor just to not to be
Suddenly my AC
unarmored.
class drops.
It's so funny.
I take my
I
spare
was
leather
nice enough
armor,
about the
which I started
chains.
with.
This makes it all work.
This was
This is,
the plan.
This is an interesting session, guys.
So funny.
losing more than just your mounts here.
We're literally hallucinating in the middle of the desert right now.
And then we
Okay.
wake up and we're at Calagon's farm.
Well,
Back to session 1.
you guys start kind of doubling it back to camp to make sure that you can try to find those tattered remains and piece something back together as quickly as possible. But luckily, you are, for the most part, clothed. There's a little bit of show off the sides, but, nothing too bad.
Yeah.
Am I gonna wake up? How long is it?
Yeah, it would probably finish off just right as they'd be kind of getting near. And luckily, you guys don't need to actually, full sleep. But you could have gotten a little nap in and just kind of woken up a little bit and then...
Short rest.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna do Arcane Recovery to get a spell slot back.
Nice,
on top
nice.
of that.
And you can see that Barry is just, fully cuddled up. Not fully asleep, but definitely well rested and just kind of, his eyes are squinted, but, clearly trained on you right now.
I'm so sorry. I was reading something.
No. So
Over there.
Barry's just kind of laid up just below your
Mhm.
head, and he's just kind of squinted, but looking up at you.
Oh, hey, buddy. Did you sleep good? Awesome. Well, let's get you some food, and let's say we kind of start a little fresh today. What do you think? Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Let's grab some food.
Nice. Okay.
Is there any food anywhere besides his good berries?
We should all
Um,
have rations.
I was gonna say there was definitely some super duper burnt fish lying around at some point.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna, I guess, walk over to that and start eating it, and then
Nice.
toss him some. I don't care. Food is food.
Okay. Yeah. Especially for Barry, he doesn't seem to mind. It's not even like a hesitation. He just takes it on as though it's prime meat. True.
I'm gonna try to play a game with him, and just with the fish and throw it up and have him
Nice.
catch it and stuff. Try to
Very cool. Like
try
little
to
training.
gain my friendship back a little bit.
Very nice. Okay. And this is the first thing that you guys see as you kind of approach the camp. You can just see as a small little something goes flying up into the air, and then you see Barry just and kind of spiral up to catch it and dive right back down.
Oh, he's in better spirits.
That's good. How do we tell them
Rodrick?
we were?
Are you back in camp already?
Yes.
Okay. I say, what?
The Sandwalkers took his clothes. They're savages.
What?
Whoa! What happened?
We got mugged.
It's intense.
This fruit form
Sandwalker.
falls immediately. You just are now looking at him in the tattered garb of just this orcish leather or hide rather.
I'm exaggerating a bit, but not as much as you think.
Okay, the story is it got pretty close. Cleave spooked it off. I did a great job. I was the best dragon fruit in all the land. More
I wish I
convincing
could
than
say
a
he
real
was
one.
wrong. I think it's pretty accurate, actually.
He tried to jump on its back and started running. So I took out an arrow. I tied it to the end of my string, and I launched it. I nailed it right there through the tail, and it took all my clothes with it.
Did you think that string was gonna tug a?
Yeah, I don't understand what the.
Well, it's not necessarily just
idea
a string.
was.
You got to consider the strength of the leather that it was woven through.
Well, the leather's only as good as the string tied to it.
Didn't think that one through, Rodrick, huh?
Well, no, there's more to this is a final. You would understand.
It's been a long day.
All right. Well, Cleave and I have
long night. It was a
still
long
yet
night.
to sleep. You are now indecent.
Well, the next 3 hours, you can pretty much excuse me. I'm going to be making new clothes for me out of the tattered remains of those goblins.
Sounds good.
Should be interesting what I can come up with.
Well, why don't you guys rest and we can tend to what we need to tend to until you're ready. And then we must leave, even though we have one.
We need to move.
Do you think one can carry us all?
No.
Nah,
So then we leave on foot.
it's a pack mule at best.
All right.
Hey guys.
It's 2 though. It is 2.
Wait. Hold on. Barry's telling me that there's a sandwalker approaching.
Approaching.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's wounded. He's bleeding.
Approaching?
That's what he said. Which way, buddy?
Somebody that's not us 2 is gonna have to.
Which direction?
He
Which
kind
way?
of motions off eastward towards where they just come from.
Are they easily spooked, these sandwalkers?
From your
Yes.
experience, they can be. They can be
Would
so
Barry
far.
be able to spook a sandwalker?
Possible, but you know that generally, like, less than one of you guys would.
I'm gonna give it a go. He knows a little bit of prestidigitation, right? From what I taught him a little bit before.
He can cast
Make
anything
sparks.
of touch from you, but other than that, he has his own force breath. That's it currently.
It's already injured. I don't know if I want to. Anyway, there's one coming and he's bleeding, and I guess it's not too far. Should we give it another go?
I can try one more time.
I think maybe.
The question
Maybe you
is,
take this.
I'll let you guys have a say in what I do. We can go one of 2 ways. I become a fruit again and attract it, but I think it might not fall for the same trick twice. Or I can become maybe somewhat look like sand and have it not suspect me at all, to where I can then jump up and catch it.
Well, we better do something quick because Barry seems to be wanting to attack it.
What?
He's trying to. I think he's trying to kill it.
Go into your
Barry.
eyes and stop it.
I can't control him. I can only just see what he sees sometimes.
What's he seeing?
Barry, come back. Is he out
Barry, come
like
back.
flying
He's just
towards
kind of
us?
just like flying around and just taking a look.
Barry, come back. Come
He
back.
kind of comes back excitedly and like lands on your arm.
Yeah.
Just kind of
You
like
saw him?
looks up at you.
You saw him, guy? You saw him? Okay. Well, do you want to maybe scare him a bit? You want to give him a little thrill? Okay. So, be really, really sneaky. And what I want you to do is fly behind him and spook him so he starts running towards us. So he's running towards us. Don't hurt him.
Wait.
Don't kill him.
You're going to send
He's already wounded.
the dragon that wants to eat it.
He's not gonna eat it. He can't eat it.
He's a dragon.
He's a tiny dragon.
Yes, but he can take a nice little nibble out of it.
Well,
And the last thing we want to do is hurt our sandwalkers.
Yeah, well, this one's already hurt and it's got a hole through its tail, and I don't think he's gonna like seeing you.
Well, he's only seen me as fruit, so.
Very clearly doesn't like the idea of you telling him not to hurt it.
He doesn't like the idea?
He does not.
Barry can't go.
Barry's coming with.
We have to do
Let's go.
something.
You rest. We'll take care of this. Trust me. You
What if-
need a rest as well, right?
If we're that close to it, I've got to help.
What if
You
I
think you
go
can?
on 2 and I can look like something else, maybe a piece of cargo on top of 2?
I really don't think he wants to see a giant fruit or
Well, it
I
would be
don't-
another sandwalker.
we don't have a lot of time.
We could bring the other sand. We could bring 2. Yeah.
But-
We could bring 2. And just have it.
All right.
Perhaps
Side
it'll come
note.
towards him.
You rest. You fix your clothes. Me and Cleave will come. And we'll go and grab it. We'll
You
grab
sure?
the other sandwalker. We'll try to talk to it.
Well, if...
Barry, you stay close, and we'll see what happens.
Wait, can you ask Barry one more question?
You can ask him a question. I'll tell you what he says.
Okay.
He
Barry,
understands you.
By the way, at the very beginning of this, as soon as I heard that was happening, I wanted to be ritualing speak with animals.
How you doing? Okay. When you were up in the sky and you saw the Sandwalker, was it just a Sandwalker, or was there a long strand of color behind him? Yes? Wonderful. Well, then I might as well help you guys, because my clothes are there too.
We'll retrieve your clothes. I don't really want you to do anything to mess this one up.
But then there's nothing else for me to do here.
We need this.
You think I would mess it up?
I think if anything, we should have more barriers for mistakes. If it runs away, we should have people in that direction so that we
That's
can cut it
a
off.
good idea. You should go way over there in case it runs that way. Just way over there.
Okay, what should I become?
What should he become? A Sandwalker.
It'll be a rather strange looking Sandwalker.
Just do it way over there.
Sorry, it's be so weird. So some
Could you
weird
just-
deformed hybrid creature.
like the dragon baby.
Just
So
maybe
good.
maybe just be a Sandwalker's head popping out of the
Yeah.
sand.
Could you just duck down low and put like a fake rock around yourself, or more sand, a sand mound?
Way over there. That way.
Okay.
All right, Cleave, let's go.
My feelings are hurt, but I guess...
Perhaps with even like a little fruit on it, resting on a rock like it's a little platter.
Well, I've just amounted to a rock with a fruit on it, I guess.
Yeah,
The
be
strongest
creative.
of the four.
You're creative,
A rock
be
with a
creative.
fruit.
What's wrong with that?
Okay, that's fine.
We'll write a song about this one day. Just go over there.
I'm gonna start
Why
walking
is
away.
he
I'm gonna
doing
walk
it
away,
like
just
this?
muttering under my breath.
What is he doing?
I like that it's we'll write a song about this one day. You guys just turned into a band on the spot.
I got a book too. I can write in it.
There you go.
Let's go, Cleave. Let's get it before it finds another direction to go.
They're never gonna know
Alright.
my potential.
So, I do still want Barry to fly behind it, though.
Okay.
And I think we'll head that way. And we're going to bring the other Sandwalker. We're going to bring two, right? And you need
Yes.
to talk to two and
I'll-
tell him.
I'll be talking to him, and I'll kind of hide behind him too. I think it'll recognize my look.
Probably. But, so we're going to try to convince two to lure him in and tell him that we'll treat his injury. And tell two that we have fruit back at the camp. We can give him fruit. Do you think he'll do that?
I'll tell him where we're going could have fruit.
Well, we're not. We do have the berries. It is fruit.
He really doesn't like it. It hasn't been working.
I get it, but what else are we gonna do? He might need a good berry. He is injured.
Well, I figure wherever we go, we probably can get real fruit.
So we'll promise them fruit in the future. Future fruit.
Yeah, I'll tell them that we have to get there for the fruit.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Okay.
Let's go.
Do your worst.
Do our worst.
All right, two, we have to go. There's another one. We gotta help him. He's bleeding. The Sandwalker, just like you.
Okay.
All right, let's go find him. Or it could be a girl, Sandwalker, right? Hey?
Okay.
All right, so it's gonna be Sandwalker, me, and you're behind the Sandwalker.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Barry is gonna fly 50 feet behind the Sandwalker.
Cool. Alrighty. So, with that, Cleave, what are you saying to the Sandwalker to try to convince it that you are on its side here?
Over here. My brother. I'm like puppeteering.
Two looks your way as though it's being called, and then just starts walking towards you and kind of stopping.
And I keep like turning around him like as he turns. Like, no, not you two. We're talking to him. We're talking to that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Go get him.
Okay.
Do you?
And
do
he
you
just starts
think he
like
knows
picking
him?
up speed and going towards him now.
There we are. There we are. All right. I keep following behind him. Like, you come here. You all right, buddy?
Make first a stealth check for me.
Both of us or just him?
Just him unless
Just
you'd
me,
like to.
I think.
If I don't have to, I don't like want to.
I will use your dice after this. I'm done. I'm absolutely fed up. That's a 5 total.
5 total. Okay. Yeah, it definitely starts to kind of like
Unreal.
slow its pace as it was walking towards you, and it just kind of stops in its tracks now. And it just kind of stays put for a moment as you guys are still slowly getting closer and closer. Calagon, are you going to do anything?
I have a rope, and I'm just going to be holding onto the rope, just trying to, yeah, just trying to stay close to 2. I will press the digitation some smell, and maybe Cleave can flow it his way to pique his interest
Okay.
in our direction.
Cleave, go ahead and make a persuasion check at advantage.
Alright.
Oh,
You go for your die again?
Dude, what's he?
Oh, you're right. Get that off me.
Dude, what's he doing? What's he doing?
That's what I'm
Okay.
talking
All
about.
right, we're getting there. You can
Persuasion
yeah.
15.
He's just
Advantage.
like looking around now.
Advantage. Two.
Still 15. But that was a good one too. That was way better.
2 looks at you and nudges you. Food. Food.
That's what he's doing.
Food.
He's asking you for food.
Look at the Sandwalker. What's he doing?
Worst timing ever.
The other Sandwalker starts walking your way. And you can see that it is also likewise distracted by this scent, if you will.
I want to put on my my mask, my gas mask,
Okay.
so at least it doesn't look like the same.
And I'm just going to be trying to make more scent.
Cool. Yeah. It takes a second, and it's clearly a little bit more hesitant given its recent interaction with people. But being that there's a Sandwalker and the smell of good food, it did just follow the tracks of a giant dragon fruit. It slowly starts to make its way up, and then it stops about 20 feet out from you.
Cleave, tell him we'll fix his tail. Tell him we can fix his tail.
Oh no! You look hurt. Let me get my fixer off my back. Get off me, and then I jump off.
Oh no, Rodrick.
I'm just like.
Oh no.
Like a crap walk over there.
Okay. It's very hesitant. You can see that it starts to like step back a little bit.
I am the fixer. I fix boo-boos.
Make another persuasion check.
What is going
Why did I roll
on?
my die? Why did I do it? It's knee-jerk reaction. I'm sorry. This is not.
Throw the dice. Throw the dice.
What was
We
I
need to
rolling
get a
for
dice
again?
jail.
Persuasion.
Persuasion 6.
6.
Yeah, it's unreal that die. I can't. I'm sorry.
You have to
did
kind
great,
of
but
go around as it now starts to kind of loop back around out further away from you. That's still staying
You
near
don't
enough
want the
to 2.
pixies.
Rodrick, make a stealth check for me.
We go.
10.
10. Okay. It's generally distracted. You don't notice anything crazy happening. It doesn't seem to be noticing you.
Okay.
As it's getting more the other direction, I'm gonna try to make the scent, go towards more our way, so it comes back our way, possibly, hopefully, maybe. So like not directly in front of it, but he's leading off the path of the scent pretty much
Cool. Yeah.
by going that way.
Yeah. It seems a little like weirded out at first, but the closer it gets to you and the more it's smelling this, the more it's seeming like familiar, and it seems to just be kind of tracking around you.
Is it looking at me, or is it distracted around me?
It's like kind of trying to find the scent currently, but it's
Okay.
staying near you. And it doesn't
Can-
seem bothered by your presence.
Would I be able to slowly and calmly maybe put a rope around him while he's looking?
Make an animal handling check.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
I'm waiting for a good one, One of you guys has to roll a good animal handling or
13.
persuasion check. It is enough given its distraction currently
Sweet.
that you kind of like lean in and it almost instinctively like reaches out to try to like eat something from you, and you kind of slip it on there last second and it pulls back, but you're able to tie the rope around it.
Cleave, do you have any berries?
No.
Not yet? Well, I got him, but he's injured.
Ah,
And he's hungry.
you must smell our fruit. We know where all the fruit are. We spend so much time around them, we smell like them.
Okay. It generally just seems distractible. This one is just kind of looking around and just trying to figure out what's going on. It's never heard human voices speaking to it or, humanoid. And it's just thrown. It just had a rope thrown around its neck and it's just kind of looking and trying to almost fight its primal instinct.
I'm going to take the rope of clothing off of it
Nice.
as a peace offering.
Come, everyone. 2 days travel to the fruits.
2 days travel to the fruits.
And it just kind of distracted now, stops and it looks over at the other one. And you can see that 2 kind of approaches slowly and just kind of nudges at it. And they kind of hit beaks for a moment. And it just kind of picks its head back up and looks about. And it looks at you. And it starts kind of just slowly nibbling at the rope around its neck.
No. Bad Sandwalker.
Saddle
I
it
will
up.
call you 3.
Saddle it up.
And with that, you guys have just caught your third, but technically second Sandwalker
Does-
here.
Does
Yeah,
2
technically 4 overall.
Does 2 have the saddle still?
You guys could have brought the other with it. Yeah,
Okay.
because the other one was still around.
Okay.
They were pulled apart forcibly. It doesn't look great, admittedly. It's pretty gross.
Well, he's saddled up. And we'll ride him back to camp.
Okay. You guys ride on back, and you guys now have 2 and 3, having taken one's place.
Nice.
And Jeff is somewhere else.
Can I have my clothing back?
Yeah,
Oh, here we are.
they're on the ground.
Oh, wait, when we get him back and we can tie him up for a second, I'm gonna do some medicine / pull out the arrow.
Nice. Yeah. It's not too hard overall, as he's very clearly thrown, and as long as you guys keep the scent going, it's able to kind of follow and listen to your words. Between the fact that there is a Sandwalker, there's the scent, and you're speaking words to it, it kind of starts to listen over the course of a few minutes. With that, is there anything else you guys would like to do before you
on the way back to camp,
step here?
I'm just gonna start unraveling the clothes and putting on the sleeve. I think it takes me about half an hour in the morning to get dressed and stuff, so we're probably gonna get back to camp before I'm done. So it'll take me the next half an hour before I can get all my clothes back on.
Okay. At least you are clothed for the time being. And are able to start slipping stuff underneath here and there.
Correct.
Is the Sandwalker still bleeding?
Yeah, but luckily Cleave's on it. He starts patching it up. He's wrapping it up and making sure that its wounds don't fester or anything like
I
that.
was going to say, before we get back to camp, if I can maybe just get a little bit of its blood and have Barry come down, maybe have some of it.
Are you mad?
Wow.
I don't know. He wanted to eat it. He's maybe hungry for something
He
else.
accepts it. He does. He'll start
drinks it. Yeah.
just kind of
Don't
licking
give
up
him
at
a
your
lust
hands.
for blood.
Well, it's not our blood.
Yes, but what happens when he finds out that you're full of it too?
Do you think Barry's gonna hurt me?
You're definitely going to get killed by Barry at the end of this campaign. There's no doubt in my mind.
Funny, because I thought he was going to be the one that ends your life, Rodrick, not mine.
What's happening?
So immediately I start waking
Is that a
up.
threat?
I'm like,
Barry's just looking back and forth. You know that he understands all of this perfectly.
Just get back to your clothes. Don't worry about Barry.
All right, fine. I was just getting started on my navel.
Barry just kind of lays on Calagon's forearms, licking up blood, staring you dead in the eye.
And I'm staring you dead in the eye, too.
Dude, Calagon is the villain.
literally.
He's
see.
breeding the dragon that's going to be the end of humanity.
My visions
Maybe.
are correct.
Maybe. Spoiler alert.
All right. Do any of you guys need to rest up any further currently?
Yeah, I want to fully sleep.
Yeah, it'd be
I
nice
wake
to
up.
long rest, but
Okay.
that's what it is.
Let's put forth a bit of a plan here. It is morning now. Sun is rising like into the sky. It's well past dawn now. Are there okay, so how many of you guys are looking to full long rest?
I would
I
like to, but
wish I
not
could.
here.
All right, then we make a break for it. But these are untrained things that are relying entirely on the idea that we will give them food, and we're going to not give them food for 2 days.
I was about
And
to
we're
say,
going to rush them.
what is the surrounding area towards where we have to go? Is it just more desert?
Is that an argument for
To the best of your knowledge,
now?
yes.
They
Yeah.
need rest,
Um,
or they won't trust us.
It seems like Barry's willing to work with you a little bit more now, though. If you're wanting to kind of do a little bit
Well,
more
yeah,
scouting.
I gave him the blood of the enemy, so of course I hope he is going to help me. Do you see any forest or any land other than desert around here, Barry? I'm tired of this place.
Send him off, and it's gonna take some time.
Mhm.
He's gonna if he's gonna go for a real proper scout, it's gonna be a good hour or two before he returns to you, if he returns to you.
Okay, so we'll long rest. Send him while we long rest.
Okay, how's that sound? Everybody looking
I'll
a long
send
rest
Barry
here?
to scout while we long
Let's
rest.
Alright.
rest.
Let's rest.
We need it.
Finally.
Okay. You guys start to kind of reclaim this goblin camp to what you best know. It's still a gnarled mess in here, and everything is pretty disgusting overall. But it's largely usable. Being able to take that small shelter that you guys had kind of formed previously, you guys start to kind of barricade the primary entryway again and create the general perimeter back to what it was when you guys had first gotten here, at least. And with that, with both 2 and 3 inside comfortably now,
Yes.
you guys are able to start resting.
Nice.
Anyone trying to stay awake through this?
Do the whole thing? Maybe in shifts. No?
Up to you guys.
Who takes
Let's wake up
first
to a
watch?
bang. No.
I can take first one.
You just woke up, Arlyn. You take
From a
first one.
nap, I gotta go right back to sleep.
All right.
Cleave can't. He has to sleep.
I need my
I
minutes
can
back.
I can take first watch.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So
He's got to make his clothes anyways.
you watch as soaring off into the distance, you see Barry just kind of fly off, and you watch him for a while as you start finishing up the final pieces of your garb and just kind of tying it all back in, thinking on the day that you've just had. And looking about, you can immediately notice that there are no massive sandstorms in the horizon. There are no crazy creatures about, no goblins in a frenzied mass looking to come and raid. And there's a brief moment of peace this morning as you kind of finally do the final touches and watch as Barry just kind of slowly turns into a speck and vanishes. And that is where we'll pick up next week.
All right.
I'm not even bringing these dice next week.
Burn them.
Yo,
Incinerate
yeah,
them.
I cannot believe
Melt
we
them.
gotta
that's
get some
bad.
more dice, guys.
Good.
At a certain point, I was going to start rolling on the
Mine started
virtually.
doing pretty good.
Mine were kind of inconsistent.
Yeah.
You would say that it was average because some rolls were good, some rolls were bad. So I guess that's average.
Yeah.
But they're usually good. I usually have good
Yeah,
rolls.
all the time.
Let me tell you, I was rolling for so long, and my rolls were also, I'll say negative in part because that's the way I was focusing it, but to determine how many creatures heard you guys just screaming through the sandstorm and or noticed you for any other means, given the fact that you guys were moving about, fighting stuff, doing your thing. And without fail, the vast majority of the rolls, just nothing.
Good.
So when Rodrick was, when you're talking about like, oh yeah, let's go find whatever it is, and it's like, there you go, that's a good way to bring him back.
Goodness.
He's getting excited.
I'm happy I got my clothes back.
What an emotional roller coaster.
We would have had to get another artwork of Rodrick in his new clothes.
No,
You guys, I would say, yeah, you got your clothes back. You got a new Sandwalker.
We did.
You got Barry back.
I'm glad we didn't lose the saddle.
Something's going on with Barry.
That was a
That
nice
would have
touch.
been rough.
Yeah.
You know?
I will note it is definitely a lot more messed up currently. Some of the buckles
Yikes.
probably aren't clasping as well. You know, there's definitely some pull in all the hide where you can definitely see like scratch marks like pulled from like the whole thing.
Yikes.
But
Poor
it is
poor
usable.
guy.
It is
It's usable. It's usable. We'll
Yeah,
take it.
no,
All
that-
we need.
Poor
We
number
will
one.
take it.
Good old Sandwalker one
Rest in
is
peace.
truly eviscerated. Just a heaping mass
eaten
of
I'm
by
surprised
right
Cleave
now.
didn't
Partial puddle.
collect some stuff for like a good soup
What, like the bugs?
from the Sandwalker.
Let's say there were a few creatures down there.
From the one that was being eaten?
Yeah.
Oh, no way. We would have died. For sure we would have died.
Giant scorpion didn't sound fun.
I was gonna say, I'm always curious the things that you guys are willing to try and the things that you're not, given
Well,
the
you know,
whole
It was just
digging
like
into
a
the
pack
sands,
of
turning into a
hyenas,
fruit,
giant
Yeah,
tackling
jackal,
innocent
a bunch of
things.
regular-
The list is
Yeah.
very small, though, at level 1.
I think we're willing to be creative
Yeah.
when our lives aren't at stake.
Yes.
I like it.
If we were only like, I don't know, level 2, that would probably, we'd take a little bit more risk.
I think
or
I was already
something.
on my like third or fourth adventure for the day that I already had said no to. Like I need to rest, and I was forced into anyway. The whole slime fight yesterday, even I was like, I don't want to do that. We need to rest first. And then
Yeah.
Master Splinter was melting in it.
Technically, this is all part of my first adventure I said no to, so.
Wow. It's going to be a long week for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, speaking of a long week, hopefully it is not in person and we can see you right back here very soon. We love you guys.
Yes.
God bless. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, I just wanted to tell you that it's okay to be different. Now I know the world may say otherwise at times, and everybody thinks that we have to fall in line and be the exact same, I don't know, political party? That we have to wear the same things, that we have to dress a certain way to certain things, and we have to impress certain people, and we have to... And listen, we want to do everything in love, and we want to do what is honorable in the sight of all. But the truth is, God made us to be individuals. He made us to be unique. We are all children of God. And the important part is that love aspect. And I'm going to be reading out of the Gospels today. Specifically, I'm going to be reading out of Luke chapter 7, verse 33. For John the Baptist, no, this is Jesus speaking, has come eating no bread and drinking no wine, and you say, he has a demon. The Son of Man, meaning Jesus himself, has come eating and drinking, and you say, look at him, a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners. Yet wisdom is justified by all her children. See, Jesus notes that there are differences in the ways that he preaches and the ways that John the Baptist preached, that in the ways that they act, in the ways that they live their daily lives. And yet, he had just finished acknowledging that John the Baptist is among the best of us. And so, when Jesus, again, being God and or the Son of God, he looks to us as unique individuals, and he's proud. He gets to look at us for our interests, for our habits, for our daily routines, and say, I can see that the heart of the matter is that this is my child looking to honor me. And so, guys, I want to remind you that it's not all about being, what other people want you to be. It's okay if you play tabletop role-playing games and you enjoy the things that other people don't enjoy, whether that be video games or music or math or whatever, you name it. It's not only okay, it is encouraged to be different, to be unique. With that, love you guys, and that has been this week's Divine Inspiration. See you.